Says that in the 13th year of Operation Cross Country, 59 victims of child trafficking and 59 missing children were discovered, and nearly 200 suspects were identified or arrested.
That's ABC's Jim Ryan. And we may get a debate between Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and California Governor Gavin Newsom. DeSantis now saying he's willing after Newsom floated the idea for a red state, blue state debate during an interview on Fox News. Newsom suggesting sometime in early November. Rena Roy, ABC News.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who pay attention to every little detail. The ones who fuss, tinker, and sweat the small stuff. Because you know the tiniest thing can make the biggest difference when it comes to keeping business moving. We get it. We're the same way, offering access to product experts to help you quickly and easily find what you need. So whatever your industry, you know you're always getting professional-grade products. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Gain presents a tale of longing and long-lasting scent. Dear love of my life, we were on the 12B bus when I caught a whiff. A scent so fresh, so life-changing, I had to find its source. I didn't know if you were the woman in the pink freshly washed cardigan or the retired mailman next to me, but I knew one of you was my soulmate. Ah, the scent of Gain Flings. Add Gain scent beads for an even longer-lasting scent.
K-How News Time, 10:03.
Douglas County School District is accused of racial discrimination in a new lawsuit filed by a group of parents. They say their kids have been bullied and harassed because of their skin color. The lawsuit alleges that black and biracial students at Castle Rock Middle School have been called racially offensive names and have been the target of violent conversations talking about lynchings and shootings. Attorney Chris Whitney, who is representing the families, tells Fox 31 the district had ample time to make changes, but instead swept concerns under the rug.
This was a hate crime. There was definite violence that was coming along with the discrimination.
The lawsuit claims the school board, district, and principal violated the Civil Rights Act by depriving students of equal protection of the law. Deaths among Denver's homeless have increased by more than 50% so far this year. A spokesperson for the Office of the Medical Examiner says drug overdoses are fueling most of the increase, with accidental fentanyl overdoses blamed for many of those deaths. That's the latest. I'm Chad Bauer.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by PXG, Parsons Extreme Golf.
A busy morning of driving throughout the Denver metro for that Thursday commute. Starting on the north end of town, watch out for some stop-and-go traffic. I-25 southbound between 144th and 104th. No word of an accident, but of course we'll keep you updated. Heading east through Aurora, Tower Road northbound remains closed due to a rollover accident between Louisiana and East Kansas Place. Use Buckley as an alternate. Finally, heading out west into the mountains, I-70 east and westbound, we are going to be seeing more of those intermittent closures between the base of Floyd Hill and Beaver Brook due to blasting operations. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, another warm one today, high 87, scattered thunderstorms later today. The current temperature in Denver is 73 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
PXG's new Gen 6 driver is so good, we'll bet it's better than yours. Test our Gen 6 driver, and if it doesn't deliver more distance or tighter dispersion than yours, we'll give you $100. Join the Gen 6 Driver Challenge at pxg.com. Nobody makes golf clubs the way we do, period.
Frank Duran, the real estate man, can list your home, and he proves to get more money and faster results. He also shines on the buying side with a team that actively searches out the market for the very best deals and then negotiates an even better deal.
This is not just a job or a career to me. This is my passion.
Frank Duran with RE/MAX Alliance.
26 years of proven credibility.
Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. 303-920-1622.
My camera's up.
Grab those running.
We're very proud of you.
Well,
as
you
we
might want to tell
the
them
kickoff
because
to the Broncos season
I'll be
with
talking,
the Broncos Fit 7K
it would be
on
nice
September
to have
3rd
just,
at Empower Field at Mile High.
feed.
Runners will start at the stadium. Head lake.
Did you want to talk to Mark?
And finish
well,
up
ask somebody. I mean,
all
I got
runners
my
will
camera
receive
up and
an
it's not
exclusive
showing.
Broncos T-shirt. Finishers.
Oh, I see. Okay, all right. I don't.
It's kind of
Register
stupid
now
looking,
at
is what I'm saying.
denverbroncos.com/7K. That's denverbroncos.com/7K.
It's the Dan Kapla Show. Afternoons 4 to 6.
Thursday.
What? My God.
Nothing. There's nothing. I'm just telling you that my camera's not on. I don't know why.
No, I'm shouting at Shannon, not you, by the way.
Okay.
He's making big gestures.
But
Like
are you able to fix the old man's thing?
I'm looking.
Okay, I gotta go.
We need like
You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, welcome to the show. I'm Tom Martino. What is going on in your life and how can we help you? PaulTheWaterman.com can help you with a wonderful drinking water system at your kitchen sink, triple filter, reverse osmosis, less expensive than you'll ever find anywhere else, under $1,000, fully installed. It's incredible. PaulTheWaterman.com, 303-862-5554. All right, we have a busy show planned. We're going to first, of course, our first priority is to take calls, to solve problems, answer questions, take complaints. And by the way, I just want to explain something. We do solve problems when we can. Sometimes people have gone too far or been taken advantage of too much. It's just too late, but at least we can prevent others from having the same problem, and that's what we try to do at 303-713-TALK. Now, if you call 303-MARTINO 24/7, that number, and leave your name, leave your name and number, we will get back to you. All right, so that's what we're going to talk about when you call in your problem, okay? That's first. Second, we usually have a guest. Today, we have K&H Home Solutions, the oldest home improvement company in all of Colorado. I've known all the owners. And Stephen Diamond, son of Lee Diamond, the new owner, is with us with Robert Schischler. And guys, I imagine, and maybe I'm wrong, right now everyone is preoccupied with roofing. Would you say that would be the number one thing?
Yeah, definitely, Tom. We're seeing tons of roofs come in, and you know, we love getting those jobs.
Of course,
so.
But you guys can also do, and your general manager there, Robert, can mention this too. You probably see, you go out maybe for a roof for hail damage, but you see windows maybe and siding damaged as well. You can do all of those.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Everything, windows, patio doors.
Right,
siding,
but what I mean is, was the recent hail so bad that more than roofing was hurt?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you guys can do it all. In other words, you look at the roof, there's a good chance they're going to need a paint job around the house, some siding, maybe a garage door, whatever.
Yeah, they're going to need trim or something because, you listen, hail is ruthless, man. Okay, Mary, what's going on with you, Mary? Welcome to the show. I'm Tom Martino. Hi, Mary.
Hello.
What's going on?
My neighbor has installed a 6-foot privacy fence on my property.
Now, have you ever called about this before? It sounds familiar.
No, I have not.
Okay, this is okay. Now, we had a discussion about this, and it brings up people said I was wrong when I said there's a setback for fences. I'm not wrong. In some subdivisions, there are setbacks, meaning you're not allowed to put a fence right on the property line. You have to set it back into your property. I don't know what the rules are where you are, but how did it end up on your property? Didn't they do a survey first?
No. And Jefferson County, I'm in unincorporated Jefferson County, they do not require a fence permit, and they do not enforce property lines.
No, they won't enforce property lines, but you can do that.
Correct.
But let me tell you the danger of not enforcing it. How far into your property is this privacy fence?
I believe 8 inches. I have a survey.
Okay.
How do you know 8 inches?
Yeah,
Did
8
you
inches is
actually
pretty close.
pull the
How would you
markers?
know that?
Because where the chain link fence was that he removed, it was mutually owned by him and me, and he did not ask me if he could remove it.
But he put in a brand new 6-foot privacy fence, right?
Yes.
Okay, I have to ask this off the bat. They took down an old chain link fence and put up a 6-foot privacy fence.
Yeah, but Mark, those privacy fences have a nice side and another side, and many times when neighbors do it and pay it together.
And chain link fences have a horrible side and another horrible side.
But with the privacy fence, if the back is to you, some people alternate the panels if they share the cost.
they do one nice side, then reverse it, and they go down the line. But, Mary, Mark brings up a point. Other than, and let's put it this way, other than that 8-inch thing of property, you don't mind the fence, right?
Yes, I do.
Why?
If it was on his property, I would be fine with it. I got the ugly side. I have all the concrete footings on my side, the 4x4s and the 2x4s.
I get it. You look out and see the back of a fence.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I say, if this was on his property...
Now, I don't understand. Is this a subdivision?
No, it's unincorporated Jefferson County.
Well, how old was that chain link fence?
I've been in the house 44 years.
I don't understand how he could just remove it without asking you. Now, obviously,
arrogance?
What?
Arrogance.
Well,
how does that work when they both own it and one wants to remove it and they can't come to an agreement?
Well, let's put it this way. If he did it, it's up to her now to sue. I mean, that's
right.
the only remedy, Mark. I mean, there's no law. There's no law that says, sir, you have to take it down.
And you're going to have to prove it's on your property.
Yeah, you're going to have to do the proof. Now, Mary, Mary, you have to verify. When was the last time you had an actual survey?
I've never had a survey.
Okay.
When I bought the house, there was no survey.
Okay. Well, of course there was. I guarantee you would not get a loan without a survey.
Well, it's not on record with the county because they checked when I went out to the courthouse.
That means you got to order a survey.
And let me explain something to you. Surveys that have not been done many, many years, and your bank, did you pay cash for the house? Is that why there's no survey?
No, I had a mortgage.
Okay. Normally, mortgage companies require an improvement survey.
Yeah, but she bought it 44 years ago. Who knows?
Oh, wait. You've been there 44 years, or the house is 44 years?
I have been here 44 years.
Okay, that's why. Mary, I can see why. But let me explain what's in store for you. Because there is no automatic, and by the way, whether it's unincorporated or was in any city, no one enforces private property rights. You would have to take your neighbor to court. But before you do that, I'm going to tell you something. You're going to need hard evidence. If you call a surveyor, and there have not been surveys in that neighborhood for 20 or more years, you have to pay to go back to what's called a monument. Monuments are concrete markers in the ground with some metal around them that can be detected with metal detectors, and they're placed in certain areas around the county. They would have to get a county map, find the closest monument, and then survey from there to your property. I'm serious now. I'm telling you the truth. Unless there's a monument close to your property. If there is no monument close to your property, you're looking at a maybe $5,000 to $8,000 survey. If there's a monument within distance, you can probably get it done $2,000 to $3,000. Now, you need to have an improvement survey done to prove the fence is on your property. Then you can take the necessary steps. Just going to your neighbor or us calling your neighbor saying, hey, this fence is 8 inches off and you haven't had a survey in 50 years, let's say, well, there's no way that you know it's on your property at all. There's no way that you know that. Now, as far as the issue of whether or not he had a right to take down that other fence, how long has that neighbor been there?
Less than 2 years. He bought it when the woman died of COVID.
Let's put it this way. That is pretty ballsy to just take a fence down and replace it without talking to your neighbor. But there's no law against it. So I wouldn't... You have two issues, the property line and the right to have that fence without consulting you. I think if they put the fence on their property, they have a right, whether you like it or not, because you can put one facing your property right up against it.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. But what we have to do is first things first. Mark, do we have any surveyors on the referral list anymore?
No. I think this goes deeper, though. Why are you so upset at this guy? It's evident you're very upset. Is he just a jerk or what?
he's got a lot of money. He's very arrogant, and he does not. He tells me has half truths. He told me he was going to put up a privacy fence, and I said, "Fine, you can do whatever you want on your side of the fence." He never told me he was taking down the chain link, and of course, all this was done when I was out of state.
Okay. Well, I understand. However, technically, he broke no laws. It's going to be a civil matter. First things first. I don't know how to find a good surveyor. We don't have him anymore.
It's a lot of money. I bet if we asked Frank Duran, he would definitely know some surveyors.
Maybe he would. And Mark, it's not that much money.
Let's ask him. I mean, well, I'm comparing it to a price of that stretch of fence. So if the survey's $4,000 and that fence to build, whatever section it is $3,000, it's an absurdity.
Well, I understand. You're saying, is it worth it?
Well, if all she wants is the good side of the fence and the survey costs more than...
No, she wants more than that. It's not just that she wants the good side of a fence, because you're right. She could build that cheaper than doing it, than she could build it cheaper than arguing about it. But what she wants is it on the property line, so she's not eating up any of her property, albeit 2 inches or 4 inches or 8 inches. But she will never prove, ever, that fence is on her side of the property. She just will never prove it without a survey. 303.
I'm just saying, well, not just without a survey. That's fine. She gets a survey, spends that money. Then she's got to find an attorney to take him to court. She could build a hell of a nice fence.
That's right, she could. But she loses that 8 inches if she does that. By the way, Harris Family Law, remember this. You have free access to the webinar that was there last night, plus any other webinars they had in the past. Free access, family law information at harrisfamilylaw.com/webinars.
Yep.
On How Rude, Tanneritos, the Full House Rewatch podcast. Join characters Stephanie Tanner and Kimmy Gibbler, also known as actresses Jodie Sweetin and Andrea Barber, as they relive every episode of your favorite Friday night comfort show.
We spent our entire childhoods on a little show called Full House, playing frenemies, but becoming besties whenever the cameras weren't rolling. And now, 35 years later, it's our biggest adventure yet.
Listen to How Rude, Tanneritos on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
You know, when you want window coverings, I have one phrase for you: made in the shade. That's right. These guys come to your house and take everything away from you, all the responsibility, headaches, and problems, and do it all. From measuring and estimating, a designer to help you pick the right stuff for your environment, and then they order it, they deliver it, and they have an in-house installation team. And they say they can meet almost any budget. Why don't you take them to the task? Made in the shade. Why would you ever try to do something like that, especially if you're hanging them inside the frames? It's so difficult. Made in the shade, denvershades.co. Not just shades, blinds, shutters, plantation shutters, whatever you need. 720-458-6566 or denvershades.co. Hey, tomorrow's car day, Sheridan Auto Tech will be here, Kevin Calkin, and he has a wonderful team. I love that they can do pre-buy inspections for used cars because, you know, we have no one anymore. SheridanAutotech.com. Plus, they can do regular service even on your new car. Regular services, keep records, keep your warranty intact. Plus, of course, any other electrical issues you have, they can do. It's wonderful. SheridanAutotech.com, 303-455-7242.
Thank you.
Turn out all the...
Hey, Tom.
Yes.
Hold on. Let me see if your camera's up. Kelly, did you get it?
It's up.
Oh, beautiful.
It's up.
So I just talked to Frank. He just did one in Old Arvada, and it was more of a standard survey, but it hadn't been done in 20 years. New purchase. I mean, it was over $5,000.
Oh, my God. It depends. It all depends on how far.
I had to do one property line when I moved in. It had nothing to do with that. I had a fence guy come out, and I had to get the survey for one side. And just that one stretch, if you look to the right of my house, from basically the cul-de-sac going back to the first memorial or whatever you call it back there. That was $2,500 for one line.
Yeah, you know what? It depends. If you had a concrete marker near you, or away from you, that's what depends on. I mean, it's just weird how expensive.
Yeah, it's really crazy. And it's funny, the old fence that was on my property, I mean, the neighbor, 15, 20 years ago, before my house was even built, he put up a fence, whoever owned that property back then, and that fence was like 30 feet onto my property, old and decrepit, so I just had that one yanked out and put my own fence up. But I was shocked how much the survey was for one run. One freaking run.
God.
I'm shocked how much everything costs now, man. How about you guys? Are materials like roofing materials? Well, you guys are. How long you been in roofing? Part of it.
Roofing, not as long as I'd like to. My forte is going to be more so windows siding.
The windows siding. So
windows.
Let's go pre-COVID 2 years. So let's say 2018. Yeah. A door, same door, compared to right now, 2023. What are you talking? Materials only.
Ooh, materials
5 years ago.
Oh, man. I mean...
Double? Triple?
I'd say at least double.
That's amazing.
Triple, but that's on every aspect. I mean, from glass to the plastics, caulking. I mean, everything has gone.
You guys are probably too young to remember, but McDonald's used to have a $1 menu.
I'm not young enough.
That shit's gone.
Yeah.
Now they might still have it, but there's coffee on it.
Right. Drink.
They had that when I was a kid, and that was the treat after, baseball practice or whatever.
Yeah, our kids after Taekwondo.
For $1 and a McFlurry, $2.
The ice cream cone is...
I remember when my kids were little, Wendy's had their Frosty for $1.
Mm-hmm.
And that was cheap for us parents, too. We're like, sweet.
Yeah. My dad would take advantage of that. It was like 49-cent cheeseburgers at McDonald's at the time or something.
Yep.
Oh, man. He loved it.
In Jersey, down in Wildwood, we'd go down there for the shore. They had a little White Castle, and those were 3 or 4 for $1 back then.
Right.
And that wasn't, you're talking, 25 years ago?
Right.
Nah, probably 35.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, everything has gone up in that area. I mean, roofing has probably been the worst, but...
Mm-hmm.
I haven't smoked for 25 years, somewhere, 20 to 25 years. Cigarettes were 99 or 89 cents a pack. When I walk through either a casino or somewhere where there's cigarettes for sale, shit, man.
15.
In casinos, 10 to 15.
Right.
And I'm just going, I added it up one day. If you smoke a pack a day, the amount of money you spend on cigarettes is just unbelievable.
Here we go. Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Honest to God, this stem cell therapy really has something to be said about it. John Fuller, our attorney, our personal injury attorney, had it done, loves it. I had it done. It really makes an improvement. I mean, now it doesn't help 99% of the cases or 100% of the cases, but man, if it does help, it helps. DenverRegen.com. DenverRegen.com. Okay, now.
Hey, I talked to Frank over the break. Frank Duran, the real estate man. He said the average survey, the last one he did, which of course probably this week or last week, $5K, man, $5,000. So
for just a regular survey,
just a survey. Then she's got to bring the lawsuit, hire an attorney. I just go back to.
So Mary's got to start with a survey, and if anybody has any good recommendations, let us know. Let's go to Joan. Joan, she has a medical insurance issue. What's going on, Joan?
Yes. Hi.
Hi, Joan. What's happening?
One Medical Seniors.
Oh, that's right. Did you call yesterday about this?
I did.
Joan, did you go to urgent care as I mentioned? You're with Medicare, you can go to urgent care and they'll cover that for you if you can't get into One Medical Seniors.
Okay, I'll do that.
Joan, I'm sorry, dear. You didn't get that message yesterday when I talked to you?
I did, but I thought there might be something else that we can do.
No, here, let me explain something, Joan. I wish there was, and many times there is. If there was a billing issue or something like that, when it comes to primary care, if your primary care provider, let's say, you don't like them, and they're not getting you in quick enough. Let's say we wanted to handle this as a consumer problem. Suze, tell us, since you've handled a lot of it, what happens as soon as you make a call? They won't even acknowledge she's a patient. They won't even say anything.
No, without the HIPAA form filled out, and then even if you do have a HIPAA form, it becomes incredibly hard.
So Suze has a HIPAA form that we have the consumer sign, and then we send it over to the facility and say, we need to talk to you. But that's about billing issues and about other things. They will not talk to us about health care because we're not healthcare providers. So there's a lot of red tape when it comes to health care. So what happens is you end up we end up not being able to help unless, like I said, it's fraud, billing issues, appliances that aren't working, something that happened that like you want your money back on something. But when it comes to the actual medical care, now with malpractice, of course, we refer to attorneys, but that's difficult. But if you have edema and other problems, pain, and you can't get in, and many times people have this, they call up their doctor and say, hey, this is what I have. I'm getting tingling, I'm getting pain, I'm getting edema, I have a headache, I can't see straight. They tell you, well, 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks. Sometimes you wait 6 weeks and they say, oh, we made a mistake, and they delay you more. What you have to do, and everyone tells you, you have to do urgent care or emergency rooms. That is what you do. There is no calling and getting in right away. That's the problem. 303-713-8255. Jeff, this issue that you're having with General Steel, I want to tell you that the steel building industry in general is a bad industry. Okay? He's off? I'm sorry. I thought he was on the phone. I was just going to take his call. But since I started, let me
I think he's there. I think we're just switching around the lines.
Let me explain, though, what the issue is without even hearing his issue with metal buildings. First and foremost, most of them lie or exaggerate about being the manufacturer. What they say is we're the manufacturer, and they may own, as part of their agreement to distribute materials, 0.1% of the factory, maybe. Maybe that much, maybe not even. Sometimes they just lie and say they're the manufacturer. So you think you're getting direct from the manufacturer. The other thing, Jeff, that you hear almost always when you call for a building is what, Mark? Tell them what they'll say.
Oh,
Mark, I'm looking for a building. I'm looking for a 60 by 40 building, and
you want it blue?
Yes.
Guess what? Someone just canceled that. I've got a deal for you.
I just hit the ground, right?
There's one sitting in the backyard right now.
And you can have it at the low price of such and such, and then they don't tell you that doesn't include soffits, eaves, doors, and windows, and trim.
Some of that, though, I've got a steel building, and I knew that going into it, though. I mean, the company I dealt with, though, explained all of it, but I actually read through the contract. It pretty much includes the building, any kind of entryway whatsoever, any kind of window, any kind of insulation, any kind of electrical, any kind of plumbing, any kind of anything is not included.
And then they sign you up, and then they don't really have the building, as they said, and then the fun begins.
Cleary, what happens is if you want to get out of it because they changed their mind on where they can install it, they keep your deposit $5,000 and justify it by saying, well, our CAD program, we did the design of the buildings. You know how much BS that is.
And one thing Mark mentioned was Cleary. I dealt with Cleary one time many years ago, but we're talking, 30 years ago or more? They were a wonderful company. Cleary, like Champion, has gone down the tubes. Cleary sucks. Don't ever deal with Cleary. Jeff, what is your problem? General Steel, what's the problem?
Yes. Yeah, so I started talking with General Steel back on May 22nd.
Did they tell you we just happened to have a cancellation? I'm just curious.
No. They their sales team was awesome. I reached out to 3 other vendors to get quotes, I told them, what I wanted, told them how many doors, how many windows. We went through the whole process, and they did a great job selling me. They told me I
When
would have
did you buy it?
in 4 weeks. I signed a contract on June 2nd, and they told me I would have plans in 4 weeks and a building in 10. And they said they're
Did
the
it
best,
say that in the
they're
contract?
fastest. No, it did not.
Yeah, that's the problem.
So here I am today, and they came to me here on
a building in 10
let's
weeks?
see. Yes.
Okay, so you don't have a building yet. Do you have plans?
I don't have plans yet.
Hold on. This is the $64,000 question. Did you pay money up front?
Yeah, I gave them a deposit. It's around $25,000.
Well, guess what? Kiss it goodbye.
So what do they want now, though? What's changed?
So they came to me on July 6th, and they said, "Hey, we thought we had the snow and load correct. It turns out
No, they always do that. They always have an excuse, bro. Listen, you're dealing with a terrible company. My opinion, it's terrible. So I don't know what you're going to do. Did you ask for your money back? You should."
I did, and this was at the snow and load change because they gave me another $10,000 change order, and they wanted another couple grand down. And I got all the way to the VP. I said, "Hey, look, I just don't have this in my budget. I want to just wait." I said, "Please give me my deposit back. I'll come back next year." And they denied me, so I'm stuck. And now they came to me here just in the last week, and they said, "We can't build the door as we've been talking about for 9 weeks." And they said, "We have a conflict. Your 14-foot door is not going to fit." So I said, "Well, just raise the building a foot to 18 foot." And they came back and they said, "Yeah, we can do that, but it's going to be another $3,900.
Well, Jeff, that stands to reason that if they raise the building, for goodness sakes, you're going to pay more.
Well, how about the fact they told them at the beginning the 14-foot door would fit in there?
Yes.
They're just bending them
Well,
over.
I want to know, Jeff, they didn't tell him that in the beginning, and I'll tell you why, Mark. He'll go to court. He'll said, "I put 25 grand down expecting a 14-foot door, blah, 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 blah." And they said, "We don't have plans yet."
Did the original contract call for the 14-foot door,
No.
the agreement?
I'll bet you it was a deposit agreement. I'll bet you he had nothing and he was waiting for plans. I'll bet you nothing was specified. I'm going to bet him in writing what was specified when you put 25 grand down.
They just gave me a preliminary plan.
And what did it show?
It just showed the building, the dimensions. I mean, it was pretty detailed.
Did it show the height?
Doors? Yes.
Did it show the 14-foot door?
Yes.
I stand corrected. I stand corrected. But this is really important, Jeff. I'm going to ask a very, very important question right after this.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Dan Kaplis today at 4, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Audible.
A busy morning of driving throughout the Denver Metro for that Thursday commute, starting on the north end of town. Watch out for some stop-and-go traffic. I-25 southbound between 144th and 104th. No word of an accident, but of course we'll keep you updated. Heading east through Aurora, Tower Road northbound remains closed due to a rollover accident between Louisiana and East Kansas Place. Use Buckley as an alternate. Finally, heading out west into the mountains, I-70 east and westbound, we are going to be seeing more of those intermittent closures between the base of Floyd Hill and Beaver Brook due to blasting operations. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, another warm one today, high 87, scattered thunderstorms later today. The current temperature in Denver is 73 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Boost your imagination with Audible. Listen to the biggest selection of audio entertainment, from celeb memoirs to motivation and more. Audiobooks, podcasts, and originals. There's more to imagine when we listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
I love when companies brag about these three things. The lowest price anywhere, no money down ever, and as long as they're around, they'll service and take care of that floor for its life. And listen to this. That's Garage Kings. That's right, GarageKings.com. Good people. Mark has their floors. Oh, my God, are they beautiful. 720-252-0370. Now, let's talk about reverse loans. They're really a thing. Yeah, they are. And people are still getting them. You might think, well, rates are too high. What do you care? It accrues against your mortgage. They can never take your house away. And listen, and unless, of course, you don't pay your taxes and insurance. And then you get to have an emergency line of credit later in life if you need it as you're getting older. Something they can never take away. EmpowerReverse.com will answer all of your questions. Our exclusive reverse lender, and that's Empower Reverse, 720-500-7719.
Yep.
Hold on. You can talk to Tom now.
Hey, Tom.
Yes, sir.
No, not you. Hold on. You're an offline, right?
Yeah.
I hear him.
Okay. We didn't get our promotion out when you went to us earlier. Can you just go back to me after the break?
You didn't get what out, sir?
We're going to do like a live promotion for people who call in during the show.
Okay.
So I want to get that out. I didn't get it out.
Absolutely.
Yep. Thank you.
Sorry, you missed your chance. Okay.
No, I wasn't ready to go right after we went live. Sorry. That's not my fault for not being
Tom
on my
will
toes.
ask you a question and then immediately answer it. So you need to really be ready with that third of a second that he gives you.
I'm ready. I'm ready now.
Gotcha.
I got it pulled up and everything.
Yeah. You got a great promotion. Tell us about it. Is it a kind of deal where you can get a, it's like, Tom, Tom.
Oh, man. The YouTube live chat is awesome. That's a cool feature.
Yeah.
The cute female voice on CVS's automated response line left in a outtake. That's kind of cute. This guy has it recorded.
Please tell me what you're calling about.
Prescription pickup.
Okay, prescription pickup. Maybe one more. Pickup got stuck on my tongue. Okay, prescription pickup. Please say or enter the 6 to 7 digits.
Awesome. She left it in. Crap, I should do that again. Prescription pickup.
Kids watching, Robert?
No, my kids? No. Sean.
Oh.
He texted me. He's like, I see you guys. So that's why I waved. I was like, hey.
You're famous, man.
Yeah.
You already got haters, too.
I know. I already got some haters on me, dude. It's ridiculous.
Champions of the people.
That was just the same thing, dude. I just wasn't.
Wasn't that girl Erin from ESPN? Was she champions of the peephole?
Yes, Aaron
Of
Andrews.
the peephole.
Aaron Andrews.
Hotter than Georgia asphalt. Holy crap.
Tom, we miss you in the studio.
Yeah, man. I try not to go in there because I don't like Shannon and Kelly.
Yep. The risk of HBP, pretty high. HPV. Human Pavlova.
Hey, Kelly.
Yes.
I'm going to get later on here that guy that we tried to get on with the blind child. I want to promote that dinner. We'll do that. I'm going to give you his number unless you still have it. He said he would make himself available. Sue's tried yesterday, and he was just never called us back. But I'll try to do it when we have a little lull here. Do you still have the number, or should I text it?
Oh, she's grabbing the line.
And I will go to K&H, but right now, I just want to get this comment on the privacy fence.
Yeah.
Since it came up. And I will get to you, though, I promise.
No problem.
Okie dokie, here we go.
iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Don't forget a whole house water system for under, listen to this, $2,000 fully installed for softening. Just to give you a perspective, plumbers start at about $10,000 with systems that don't come close to paulthewaterman.com. 303-862-5554. Now, Jay has a comment on the privacy fence. But I'm going to take it after Jeff. Jeff, the question I did not ask, and this is the important question. You signed a preliminary plan. You paid money up front, $25,000. It specified doors, height, length, and width. But this is very important. Anywhere on that paperwork, anywhere, does it say plans are subject to change?
Not that I have found.
If you didn't find it, then they better give your money back.
Send it over to us.
If you did find it, they still should give your money back because, in my opinion, it is refundable unless it says plans may change. I'm not giving you the legal wording. I'm giving you in essence.
Yep.
If it says plans may change with or without notice, or plans are subject to change, and your deposit is non-refundable, then I would say it's non-refundable. Do you recall?
Well, hold on. That could be unconscionable. What happens if they came back and said, hey, our materials went up fivefold? I mean, how can they do that?
Mark, you're right about unconscionability, but I'm just talking about normal stuff here. Do you have anything that says that is subject to change?
Not that I have found.
Well, look for it. Look for it. The next thing.
Okay.
Or send us a
were you
copy.
ever told the deposit was non-refundable?
It says it's non-refundable in the contract.
Okay. Now, what Mark says will now take over, meaning non-refundable deposits are non-refundable unless the conditions are so deplorable they're unconscionable, meaning the common person would say, what, are you kidding me? And here's the other thing, Jeff. So far, I have not heard unconscionability.
Well, here's where I would jump to that. They drew out a building with 14-foot doors at a certain height. Now they're telling them the building needs to be taller. General Steel has been around for whatever amount of time, 50 years, building these buildings. I'm supposed to believe at this point they don't know how tall a building needs to be to put a door in it?
I think we should give this to one of our deputies to call General Steel. And I'm thinking Smarty Pants, okay, to gnaw at them. Now, what we'll do is we'll let them know we're aware of this. We'll start looking into it. But, Jeff, it may go to a lawsuit. And you might have a breach of contract here. I mean, they can't even build the damn thing. And that becomes unconscionable, too. What if you put down a non-refundable deposit and you can't get a building in 7 years? Wouldn't a common person say, no way, Jose? Of course. So here's the deal. And what you need to do is wait for Deputy Smarty Pants to call and see what they come back with. So let's assign this to Smarty Pants and see what he can come up with. And let's help. I think it sucks. Now, what is that comment, Jay, you have on Mary's privacy fence?
Hi, Tom. Boy, neighbor wars suck. He sounds like kind of a jerk, but there's a really easy solution. Wouldn't cost a lot. What she needs to do, in my opinion, is put 2x4s and pickets on her side. It looks beautiful. He already paid for a lot of the labor. She has a brand new...
Oh, you mean cover up his side of the fence and use his stringers to do it?
Yeah, but that doesn't fix what she wants. She wants it off her property.
Yeah, well, that's going to be a lot of money if she really wants to go there. She can, let's face it, but she might not win.
You know you know what? That's not. Let's say this. Let's say she does a survey and it's really not on her property or only an inch or two. What she should do is then do what Jay suggested, and I think it's a great suggestion. All you do is finish the other side of the fence, because you're right, those stringers can be used and you can make it look good, and that's certainly a lot cheaper than suing. All right, I have to take this break, and I know Dan wants to talk about this mail scam, and yes, Dan, we will talk to you about it. But I want to talk to Stephen Diamond and one of the owners at K&H Home Solutions, and he has a special he wants to run during the show. Now, is it only during the show, or is it today? How do you want to handle this?
We're going to do it for today, and anyone who calls in for a free estimate and mentions Troubleshooter 500 is going to receive an extra 500 off of our best price.
Oh,
and we sell
wow.
Windows.
So all day, mention Troubleshooter 500, and you get an extra $500.
Does that apply to everything you do?
Yep, and we sell windows, doors, roofs, gutters, and siding replacements.
Think about it. If your deductible's $500 with that discount,
That's right, Mark. That's right. So you mention Troubleshooter 500, and you get $500. That's cool. And the number is 303-421-7100. More coming right up.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Some drama spots all throughout the Denver Metro and beyond for the 10 o'clock hour. Starting on the north end of town, I-25 southbound at 120th. We've got a stall in the right lane with stop-and-go traffic back from 144th. For folks heading into the metro area from the north end, you're looking at about 16 minutes of delayed driving. Out west into the mountains, construction work continues I-70 both east and westbound between the base of Floyd Hill and Beaver Brook. Watch out for intermittent closures until about 3 p.m. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, sunny out there. We are expecting a 30% chance of scattered thunderstorms this afternoon. High of 87, nice and warm. Overnight low of 60. The current temperature is 77 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
One simple act can lead to so much good and so many lives saved or transformed. Thank you to the more than 170 million people who have signed up as organ, eye, and tissue donors from your friends at organdonor.gov. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
You know, I love talking about deals, and there is one plumbing contractor that has pledged to have the lowest prices, like water heaters. $12.99 fully installed with the old one taken out and drawn away. And listen to this. That's for a 40-gallon, 50 gallons, $13.99. No other plumbing contractor can touch it. They also do whole house repiping, and they say they'll save you up to 90% on garbage disposals or sump pumps. EuroPlumbingColorado.net, 303-668-6844. Hey, when you talk about deals, you can't talk about deals without saying David Ellis Jewelry. Now, his deals, he buys from you. So you go there with your junk jewelry. He doesn't care what condition it's in. If it has precious metals, he'll weigh it and pay it. That's David Ellis Jewelry, a guy I've known for 40 years. That's right. At 3rd and Clayton, Cherry Creek, look for the black awning, and you'll get extra cash. Now, he'll also buy used jewelry, vintage jewelry. It doesn't have to be junk. 303-322-8779. Real estate, it's still going strong. You would be shocked at how many people enter a real estate transaction and don't have anyone look over their paperwork. O'Brien Legal Services. That's Brad O'Brien and his team can do that for a few $100 compared to the hundreds of thousands you're spending. Or if you have any kind of dispute, border dispute, easement dispute, eminent domain, adverse possession, or just a squabble with a tenant and you're a landlord, or the other way around, whatever it is, real estate, olslaw.com, olslaw.com, 720-370-7388.
Thank you. Awesome.
Yeah.
It was.
What?
You were praising Lizzo yesterday.
I said she's talented.
Well, I was just looking at her, and I was thinking, you can't. Halloween's not that close.
Hey, Liz, there's a lot of love there.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of the Granby bulldozer.
Oh my God.
What?
Remember that?
Yeah.
Holy crap! You know he called my show, right?
Before?
Right before he did it. My show. He called my show.
Wow.
Don't, Shannon. I thought you would have remembered that.
No, I wasn't with you then. I was completely on CMN. I was with Steve Kelly at the time. Golly. So, Tom, you're saying you could have prevented it if you could have gone after the city council up there. Kidding.
Well, no, I'm serious, man.
I know,
when we took the call, we had fun with it.
Yeah.
What was it? What are you even discussing?
Granby bulldozer.
Oh, that was fucking badass,
Mark,
man.
were you with me at that time?
Probably not.
No, that was probably during the holidays.
No, it wasn't. Way before that.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Let me look.
What year?
I don't believe it was that long ago.
It
Granby.
was early into when I was working with Steve.
Yeah, it was.
Like
It was before.
2000.
That shit was crazy, man. I watched a documentary on that. It was that was published then, 2004. So let me think about that.
Wait, it was. I didn't realize it was that recent. It was 2004.
Yeah, when did you get divorced with Donna?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Were we in the new building yet? 2000?
Yes.
Unfortunately,
I wouldn't have owned. I still would have owned the computer stores at that point. So I just don't know.
Hold on. Hold on, bro.
Because I didn't sell. I sold the 3 stores in. Fuck, I want to say. I just don't remember, man. I just don't fucking remember. Maybe 2013. No, that's not right. Because I sold the Goodyears in 2015. So I bet I sold the computer stores right around there, like 05.
Huh.
That dude was badass. I'm sorry. That fucking guy, badass. It's the only word I can give for him.
What was the reason he did it?
The city council were dragging their feet and screwing with him on an access road that he wanted to build
Yeah, they were fucking with him.
completely.
He
Hey,
fucking
here we go.
destroyed the town. I mean, he literally bulldozed.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. All right, let's talk. Whatever's on your mind, you give us a call. We try to help. And Dan says he has a possible scam. Dan, what scam have you possibly uncovered?
No, Tom, I have not uncovered it. I'm sure I'm not the first person. Last night, the postman came to our door with our mail, said he had a certified letter for me. It looked pretty thin. I saw it had a return address. Okay, so I signed for it. Open it up, and nothing's in it. So, of course, the guy's got my signature, though on the address he spelled my name wrong. But
do you think... hold on a second. It was absolutely an empty envelope?
I know it was. I mean, I ain't the brightest bulb in the box, but I know empty from empty.
And how big was this envelope?
It was a business envelope. You know, I guess, what is it? You know, like...
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Personal size one.
Now,
Yes,
what
right.
about a return address or name?
Yes, it had one. And a name. And I Googled the guy. He's a real estate agent. I have some rentals, but I mean, there's no. I mean,
What do you think? Wait a minute. What do you think is going on, Mark? Do you have any clues, guys? What do you think's going on here?
I don't know, man.
Gosh.
I mean, he has then he has proof that I signed for an envelope. Of course, he...
Hold on. He's right. So, Dan, hold on. You're absolutely right. He has proof that you signed for something which could have been service. And therefore, in some cases, you can serve by certified mail. And he has proof that you were served, basically, but that would be for like a small claims court or something. He could get a default judgment, and then...
Generally, you can't serve by registered mail.
Certified... Mark, you can't for... I thought you could for some small claims.
No, not that I have ever run into.
Really? Then
Really?
What... Okay, Did you
because
call
you
the
gotta
guy?
have someone. You gotta have someone. If they say they never got served, you gotta have that service to show up and testify they were there and they served who they said. And you're not going to get a postman to do that.
Hold on a second.
Right.
Hold on. The guy.
But I mean, I
can
don't
we
know
call
what
him?
the relevance is.
Can we call him, Dan? Did you call him?
I did.
Oh,
I
what did he say?
Well, no. I called, and then in about 5 minutes. Now, this was about it. I'm going to say.
What do you say, dude?
7:30 p.m. He sent me a text. He said, "Who's this?" And I said, "I just said I want to speak to you about something you sent me." And he texted back, in about 15. Call tomorrow. And so I haven't done anything yet. I mean, but this is weird.
It is very weird. Can we call him? Hey, Mark, do you want to call him?
Yeah.
Well, here's my guess: is it's just a Google text number. It's probably not. I bet he never answers.
But he does text back. Did you actually try calling?
Yes, I did.
And what did you get?
It's some dude sitting in a basement in Jamaica.
Yeah, but
man.
what is he doing?
No.
What's the game? I want to know
missed
so we can tell
missed
people.
what was actually in the envelope. What was in there?
Nothing. But what I'm saying is the name and the address. I mean, we live in kind of an upscale place. He lives in Lowry, which is not that far from us. The name was a person I can Google, and the address shows that he has something to do with that address. I mean, so that's the deal. A real estate.
What's the guy's name, real quick? What is it?
Ryan Yaffe.
All right, hold on.
On.
Mark, what are you going to do? You going to call him?
How you spell Yaffe? I mean, come on. It's not Smith. Oh, yeah. Hey, Dan, what's the guy's name? Yaffe? How do you spell that, man? What's the address? No. What's the address?
Hi, James. This is Kelly. I'm calling from the Tom Martino Troubleshooter Show, and we're calling regarding the issue that you're having with Spirit Airlines.
I'll be
Is
right
it
back, guys.
7954 East 9th Avenue? Okay.
Lay down the law, baby.
All right, later. Or hold on, man. Hold on.
We're on the referral list, man.
Right. I get you.
What's the gig, guys?
Sorry?
What's the gig? What's the issue?
They're saying they don't believe in our promo.
Yeah.
Well, just say that on air. Say just direct.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I left a comment. We've been around for a long time, and that's not how we work. Obviously, we're trying to get people, to call in.
I wanted you to. I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't comment through us because that's going to
Okay.
confuse the fuck out of people.
Okay.
Now they're going to think
I wrote.
we own K&H.
Well, we're on the list.
Yeah, of course.
Who were the K&H owners that were jumping out of planes?
That was Ted, man.
Ted and Bernie, yeah.
A couple thousand jumps.
Yeah.
All right, you guys got to go. Come on.
I'll jump. I've done it one time, but tandem.
Jump out of Tom's plane. What?
Yeah.
There's actually quite a bit on this Yaffe character.
Is he a known ne'er-do-well?
I don't know what he is, man. He owns the address this cat just gave me is a LLC called Townhomes LLC. Which I believe it's actually a townhome as well.
They're showing Trump getting ready to leave his Jersey golf club to head to New York.
It's so ridiculous, man.
Does
I
he
mean,
have to
if
go to
everybody in the
DC?
world doesn't see how corrupt this two-party bullshit is, it's fucking nuts, Shannon.
I just wish that you see the SUVs they're getting ready to load up. Ought to take the drink cart with them, too, the damn.
Like, I don't even know who these people are.
Well,
I've yet to, like, fucking run into one.
Certainly be people I work with in other
I mean, I don't go
shows.
downtown or anything.
Right.
I don't talk to the homeless, so maybe that's the whole population that votes for him.
Well, you're talking to me.
Do you like him?
Me? Oh, yeah, big fan.
Yeah,
I like
exactly.
poop in my pants, too. It saves time.
I'm being serious. Who's the last person you know recently that's a big Biden fan?
People I worked with a couple hours ago.
Who is that?
Marty and Jenna.
Who the
Gina.
fuck is Marty and Jenna?
Gina.
I don't even know who that is.
Colorado Morning News.
Oh, shit. Are they really lefties?
Oh,
Yes.
my God. Oh, my God.
Ridiculously.
I didn't know that. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No.
Good reference.
So this thing sold for $1 million. This must be a nice townhome.
You know, we've been talking about this guy they picked up in Florida who had escaped from the federal correctional facility out here in Inglewood. What is it, Kipling and 285?
Yeah.
Guys, listen, these people on YouTube, Kent, I think Kent's the main one. Let me see here.
You know who else is
Look,
out there at
hold on, Kent.
Hang on, you know who else is out at that facility?
Who?
Jared from Subway.
Oh, yeah.
Kipling and 285.
Oh, there's someone else big out there.
It used to be Governor Blagojevich.
Yeah.
But he was pardoned by Trump.
No, there was another one. Who was the guy that picked off the FBI from his house out in the woods?
Oh, no.
Ruby.
Kaczynski.
No, he's the that's the Supermax.
You're thinking of not the guy from
Ruby Ridge or something?
Really?
No, you're thinking
I thought
of
he
the
was
Unabomber.
Supermax.
Well,
Unabomber.
the Unabomber's dead.
And he was at Supermax.
He's in hell now.
All right. Who's causing trouble on YouTube?
Well, it's not causing trouble. They're saying, hey, that $500 deal's not real. They offered $500 off. Look, man, your insurance, your siding, if they come out and there's a claim on your roof, if you have roof damage, most likely you have other damage. My point is, you're looking at a $30,000 to $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 job on your house. If you don't think the $500 off is real to help you cover the deductible or wherever you want to apply it, you're crazy. It's $500, man. Of course it's real.
Who is that?
Oh, just someone on Kent. I do understand what they're saying because I hate when people say today we're offering 10% off because I think, oh, okay, well, what the fuck's that mean?
We've raised our prices.
You never hear, for example, you'll never hear Walmart or like McDonald's saying 10% off because it means nothing.
Right.
You'll hear we have a fucking cheeseburger for 49 cents or whatever it is. You hear the actual price. Of course, you can't do that in roofing because every single job is 100% different.
Mm-hmm. Same with windows and everything else, you know.
Yeah, it's all custom
The thing
stuff.
with roofs, though, for insurance, if there's hail damage, the insurance company is going to pay the face value for that roof.
Most of the time.
Well, a lot of the time, especially if you're getting it done right and getting it with a valuable company.
No, I'm saying we get a lot of people call up. It's actual cash value.
Right.
Their $30,000 roof. Their insurance company's writing them a check for $4,000.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Right.
And then they can't.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 8255, here to help you any way we can to solve problems, answer questions, and take complaints. 888heating.com wants to put you in comfort today, and they will do so if you simply give them a call. High efficiency. They're specializing in high efficiency comfort systems for AC, heat pumps, and furnaces, and the lowest prices for the same equipment, quality. 888heating.com, 303-770-2776. That's 770-2776. Give Garrett and the boys a call. Now, what's on your mind today? Give us a call and let us know. We love helping. I'm going to go right to the phones. Now, here's the deal. We don't know why there's a scam going on or what the scam would be if you get an empty certified envelope. Certified mail, empty envelope. Mark, what do you think? Did you call the guy?
No, I didn't call him, but this guy owns. So I asked the guy off air for the guy's name and address. So it's actually a LLC registered to that address. It comes up into the Colorado Secretary of State. That's Townhomes LLC. But that same name, and his last name is pretty unique, at least I believe it is. There's a lot of places, and including Florida and other ones in Colorado, where he is a registered agent of different LLCs that all seem to be related to property, like townhomes or whatever. I have no idea what it's about. No idea.
So this guy is a registered agent for many entities. Is that what you're saying?
The name Ryan Yoffe, Y-O-F-F-E, apparently owns Colorado Limited Liability, 1650 Kipling LLC, another townhome. I can't tell if he's like a landlord that rents stuff
Mark,
out.
I need to ask you something. Did you say he's registered as an owner or as a registered agent?
He's the agent. I have no idea. You can't tell who the owner of something is.
Okay, now if that's the case, Mark, it is very possible he runs an LLC depository. And
they're all property related. If I had to
I
guess,
understand that, but
they're individual houses because it's the LLCs are literally properties.
I understand, Mark, but let's just say this. Let's say those individual LLCs are owned by investors and people.
Sure.
Now, I've had LLCs before that I wanted to domicile somewhere, and I would contact an entity who is my registered agent. They would receive the mail. They would administer any kind of things I needed to do in that state, and they were my registered agent.
But none of this ties back to receiving an empty envelope.
No, it doesn't. But what I'm
mail.
saying is this guy could be running an LLC depository. There are LLC services all over. For example, there are people that own airplanes. I'm not one of them, but they don't want to pay sales tax, so they register their airplane in another state, and then what they do is they have an LLC in that state, and they have an LLC depository and registered agent in that state. Now, you're right. Even if that's the case, why is he sending out an empty, unless it was a mistake? But it seems to me, if you go through the trouble of certified mail, why would you send an empty envelope? I need to figure out what the game is. Any of our morons coming up with anything? Okay, they don't want to be called morons anymore on YouTube, so should I call them something? What should I do, Mark? Should I change the name?
I like wankers.
Wankers, morons, or they want to be called troubleshooters?
No, they didn't want troubleshooters. They wanted, I'm pretty sure.
Wait, Sue's, didn't they want troubleshooters? I thought they did. Is Sue's in there or not?
That was it. Teabaggers.
Oh, Mark.
That's what it is. Look at the very top chat. Jack came up with it yesterday. He's a YouTuber, and he was a common man, and he got with all of them, and they want to be called teabaggers. I don't know why.
No, we're not going to call them teabaggers.
Well, it wasn't my idea.
By the way, all day today, call K&H Home Solutions. Mention Troubleshooter 500. You will get an extra $500 off Their best price, and that's a real deal. They don't play games. 303-421-7100. Okay, so I want to go to Dan. Well, I don't know, Dan. I'm not going to go to you. I'm going to ask people to call in and give us, please, an idea as to why he's getting an empty certified mail. Stephen, what's going on with you?
Good afternoon, Tom. My question: are you familiar with the Turo car sharing business?
Yeah, I'm familiar with car sharing businesses. Turo specifically not.
It's almost like it's almost like an Airbnb for cars.
Yeah, it is, and I know people who have done it. I had people visit me that did it.
Okay.
So you want to know how it works, right? Okay, people who own a car.
No.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I have a very specific question. So I want to put my car inside an LLC that I have, and then the problem is I can't seem to get insurance for the car. If the car is owned by the LLC, and then I want to use it to rent out.
Of course you can.
Of course you
call
can.
Compass
Of course you
and get
can.
insurance today.
Absolutely, you can.
Okay, great. Well, I'll do that, guys. But while I got you on the phone, can I get your opinion on this?
Yeah. By the way, Compass Insurance. I just want to mention Compass Insurance Group. They can handle this. They're wonderful people. They also do the insurance checkup, 303-996-9000. Call them for that. They insure people all day long with LLCs on their cars. Now, as far as my opinion on car share, now remember this. It's like any rental, okay? It's like any rental, bro. You're going to rent your car out. That's basically what you're doing.
Right.
So, think about this. If you get a moron... no, I don't want to call him. I don't want to insult my YouTube people. If you get someone who doesn't care, a brute, to rent your car, and they, there's some protections like deposits and stuff, but still, man, like they have a category, exotic and luxury. Can you imagine some guy has his Lamborghini on it? What are you crazy? I mean, okay, what do I think on it? It's a legit platform. It's a legit platform.
Covers a lot of that, though.
What, Mark?
And you can force insurance on the renter.
Yeah, I think Turo handles that part for the owner. Now they're not going to handle.
No, they do.
Wear
They
and
do,
tear.
but still, it's your car. I mean, yeah, you can get it fixed, but Mark, what good is a Ferrari if the guy ruins it?
Well, most people that own a Ferrari aren't going to be putting it on Turo.
You'd be surprised, not Turo, but there are ones that have luxury cars like that, or exotic cars, I mean. Here's the deal.
Can I just say one thing about the insurance piece?
Go ahead.
Okay, so my regular auto carrier for personal, they'll put it on and they'll cover it under Turo. They just, exclude the time that it's in Turo, and then Turo covers it while it's in Turo.
Right.
But if I'm trying to put it in an LLC, and then the car is owned by the LLC, then the insurance carriers that I've contacted don't want anything to do with it since the car is being rented out.
No. They will, just like Lyft and Uber, just like Uber and Lyft, because the same thing happens with Uber and Lyft. Your insurance only covers you while you're doing personal, and then the Uber and Lyft insurance covers you when you're on the clock.
Let's call Compass, because how many different places did you call, man?
I called like 5 or 6.
Who did you call?
Compass and ask them.
Who did you call?
I called Progressive, Allstate, some Warren Buffett company.
Okay, hold on. Just hold on. I think that's a good point. We should call Compass. Good idea, Mark. Let's do that. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Don't forget 888heating.com for your air conditioning replacement. High efficiency. They damn near pay for themselves over time. 303-770-2776.
Thank you. Sort of quick to these lives. 15 away.
Your home, and for a limited time, save up to 20% on Benjamin.
You got PETA.
Loyalty program. Stop by a store or go to GUIRYS.com to sign up today. Gyrie's, your neighborhood paint store since 1899.
Harris Family Law is one of the law firms I love. They have specialists there that can handle things for you. They have webinars every Wednesday night and a number of tips they give their people. And that's what I love. They look at the whole organism, the entire family, the mom, the dad, the kids. They have back to school tips now with Peter Goldstein. He's going to tell us about the focus on children even during tough times. Peter.
Hi, Tom. Good morning. Yes, we gave a webinar last night where we talked about how it's important to, first and foremost, follow court orders with regard to parenting time and with regard to pickups and drop-offs. If you are getting ready for your child to attend school, you want to make sure that you're following those orders to the letter so that you don't create disputes and problems and risk being held in contempt of court. So that's first and foremost. But probably the second most important thing is to try and see things through the perspective of your child. If you are engaging in conflict, particularly conflict that your children can observe, that causes harm to children, that causes trauma to children, and they don't perform as well in school. So that's not obviously something most parents want when they're taking their kids to school.
Hey, Peter, do you find that parents are really that weird during a divorce where they might forget something that basic with their kids?
Well, I mean, yes, I would say there are times, particularly in high conflict divorces, where parents tend to lose perspective, or at least lose the children's perspective. They may fail to put the children's interests before their own, and they may see it as a competition for the affection or attention of their children, or they may feel like one of them is better. They may feel like one of them is better qualified than the other parent, and therefore should be in charge. And that push and pull. I read something somewhere that I thought was really, really powerful, and it said that if a child dislikes or hates one parent, well, the child is a product of both parents, and each parent is a part of the child. So if they hate their parent, even one of them, then they hate a part of themselves.
Now, I want to tell you how to download or look at that webinar from last night, harrisfamilylaw.com/webinars. That's their website in general, harrisfamilylaw.com/webinars. Get you this and all the past webinars, and you can always call them 303-515-5000. All right, now let's talk about garage floors. I can just say this. When people advertise the lowest price and guaranteed for life, and also no money down ever, and that's GarageKings.com. Mark, he raves about his floors, and I thought he was bragging until I went out and saw them. I didn't have Garage Kings do mine. Oh my God, I wish I did. They did such a wonderful job. 720-252-0370.
Thank you.
Get in.
Well, Tom, he wasn't listening to you there.
No. Tom, I have no idea what you did to your camera this time.
Tommy.
Oh, my camera just went off. Why'd you do that, Mark?
Yes.
You know, every once in a while, the son of a bitch turns itself off, and I'm still waiting for a link on a camera you want me to get that you can tune in IP.
Check all your plugs. Make sure it's there.
Mark, did you just hear what I said?
I did, and I'm going to Amazon right now.
All right.
Hair plugs?
Get me the best one. And if you want, I'll do two so we can have two angles. It's up to you.
No, it's too hard.
No, actually, wait a minute. Then we can only, when I have a guest, how are you going to change from wide to tight?
Well, you can do that.
Kegels?
Okay.
Good. That's true. That's true, Shannon.
OMG.
I saw a comedian say something funny. Listen, I'm not sexist. Being sexist is wrong, and being wrong is something women do.
Let me see here.
Oh, Shannon.
That wasn't me. I'm quoting some comedian. I just thought.
What is going on?
He's going to... Don't blow up the whole connection, bro.
What's he doing?
What's that?
That's like asking, where's Waldo?
Well, here we go.
Son of a gun.
Did Doc trip over everything?
Oh, shit. He sucks.
All right, now I'm at Amazon. Let me see. most complicated IP camera. Here we go.
Okay. Damn it.
Hardest IP camera to set up. All right, here's one.
Mark, I want to be able to do different shots.
Yes, you'll be able to. You'll have a little, just like on your tablet, you can log into the camera and you can hit different presets and it'll go to it. Zoom
and then
out,
whatever preset I hit, you will pick up on IP.
Yes.
Good.
Thank you. Did you reset the camera?
Yeah, I did.
Like 12 times.
I'll go mess with it.
I reset it.
Thank you.
You got to pick that 56 or whatever.
Do you want me to just do the splash top? I was kind of wanting to.
You know what
She
we
just
could
took
get
off
is
in
like one of those treat cams that you have for your pet. You know, where you could see them and maybe flip him a little snap.
We got one of those. It'll shoot out a little biscuit.
That's what Tom needs, is shoot out a little biscuit
Oh,
once in a while.
you know what? And we could give him a treat when he does shit right.
Exactly.
What could we put in? M&M's. You like M&M's, right, Tom?
Yeah, I love them. But I like malted milk balls the best.
Oh, fucking malted milk balls.
it's
The
on
smaller ones
Whompers.
would fit.
So you get a face full of Whompers if you go to break on time.
So when his camera comes up
There
or
we
when
go.
he does a...
khout.com.
Thank you. 303-713-TALK, 713-825-55. So, let's talk about your problems. I'm going to go right to the phones. Now, no one... Well, Bruce has a comment, so possibly Bruce. I was going to say no one's coming up with an answer on why you would get an empty certified mail thing. Is it a scam? You get an
Maybe
envelope
just a
certified
pure
mail, it's
mistake.
empty. Bruce, what do you think?
It's a skip tracer. I'm trying to find out if that's your address. When I used to do skip tracing, I'll mail out a letter to find out if you live there or not.
Oh, and the only
That's
way
pretty
you would
smart.
know with a letter is if he signs for it.
And I've got documentation right there.
I wonder if he owes like an old landlord or someone money, because whoever that guy is that sent it, he's related to all kinds of properties.
Hey, Dan, who got that empty envelope, is it possible that you owe somebody money who's trying to find you?
No.
You're sure of that?
Nope.
What about the
100%.
$20 I loaned you?
I paid that off in liquor.
So listen, man, but I like the skip tracing thing, but I don't know what else it could be. Maybe, was it made out to your name and you said it was spelled wrong, right?
Correct.
Okay, then it is skip tracing. And they sent out about a dozen of those, right, Bruce? Don't they do stuff like that?
Yes.
Yeah,
There's
it's called the
almost anything I
shotgun
can
approach, Dan. I swear to you, I just realized that. The shotgun approach, and Bruce will tell you, they look for all kinds of names and alterations of spellings and even variations in social security numbers if they can find, and they do a shotgun approach, and they send out threatening emails, letters, and I'll bet you certified mail to see which one comes back and if it's the one they're looking for. Now, what I'm saying, Dan, is you're probably not the one they're looking for, but it's probably what Bruce said. Hey, Bruce, 1 second. You were a bill collector?
Yes, Tom, you helped me out last week on a CenturyLink deal. So
And
I
you
was
were,
in the
okay,
red
so
dog
you
business
were a
years
bill
ago.
collector, and you had sneaky ways to find people?
Yeah, the old gumshoe way. I can't deal with technology today. It's better
Wow. The
But I
gumshoe
would
way.
go out- I
Wow,
would
that's
go-
really
I would
good.
I would go to your backyard. I'd go through your trash. I'd fall, just keep an eye on you.
Wow. Did you ever, were you a PI?
No. And I don't wear the bracelets either, so I didn't do illegal stuff.
Okay. Thank you, Bruce.
You know,
very,
handcuffs.
very interesting. 303-713-TALK. Now, we're trying to get Compass Insurance Group on to talk about Turo car sharing and car sharing in general. Now I'm going to go to Barbara, who has a leak in her apartment from Monday. This is a follow-up. Barbara, I'm trying to find the call here, and I know I have an email from you. Now, this is the schlock place, I think we believe. The HOA that literally, Mark looked at the bylaws and could not believe it. Barbara, each and this. Now we're talking about condos here, not homes, not even townhomes. We're talking about a three-story condo building where literally every single resident, they say at the HOA, is responsible for their own windows. Barbara went to Lowe's and bought her own windows.
It was the Hodgepodge Lodge, if I recall.
That's right. That's what we called it. Yeah. And why? Because everybody does their own thing. I can't believe they run a place like that where, where people go out and get their own windows or have to fix their windows or have to do exterior maintenance on a condo. I mean, what do? You do exterior maintenance. And then, Mark, didn't we see one where they punched an air conditioner right through the wall?
That's the picture she sent us. I think the leak that she's dealing with is from the people above her that cut a hole in the side of the place and threw a window air conditioner in there. No caulk, nothing.
I think here's
and
what I
know you need caulk.
I think what they did. Okay, so this person that put that air conditioner in, they took a window unit, but instead of putting it in a window, they literally sawed a hole through the wall and just.
No, the air conditioner was there. It looks like they replaced the old air conditioner.
Well, no, it might have been there, but what they did was exactly what I said. They took a wall a window unit and shoved it through the wall.
Oh,
we're going to put that picture up for people listening. Go to youtube.com and go and type in Troubleshooter. You won't believe this.
You will not believe it. Now, let's talk about.
Now I had another leak last night.
Okay.
I had water damage again.
Is that what you're calling about?
Replace it. Yes, I had.
What do we? I don't know what to tell you to do, Barbara, except sell it. No, Barbara. It is so screwed up. I, honest to God, mean that. I don't know what to tell you. You're in a place that truly is set up for failure. I mean, right now, what you have no control over the people above you. Your HOA says it's your problem. How can it be your problem? Because the leak's coming into your place. I don't know what I would do. Unless if you got, this is going to cost, and maybe what you need to do is get other people in the same predicament to confront the HOA. If you do it alone, it's going to cost you. You need an attorney to go through the bylaws and the covenants to see if there's anything that protects you. I don't know what else to tell you.
Okay.
I really don't.
That AC unit is crazy, man. I swear to God, there is gaps on every corner. It looks like I don't even know. I've never seen anything
Mark,
like it.
It's the worst I've ever seen.
It's not even like, it's almost like a joke.
I know it is.
Oh, God.
Hey, Barbara, I'm sorry, dear. I know you didn't call for this. But Barbara, really, Barbara, there's nothing we can do to solve this. It's just, it was built and developed, and the HOA rules are such that what can we do? Who do we call? I mean, we call the HOA, they're going to say, well, it's up to her to caulk. And we say, well, it's the neighbor above. Then they're going to say, well, she has to go after that neighbor.
Hold on, I want to circle back to something. Didn't you put it through to your own insurance company?
No, I didn't.
Why not?
My insurance company yet, because that's what I wanted to find out. Okay, so the inside, what I understand now, that the inside, anything with the inside, I have to deal with. On the outside, HOA deals.
Yeah, but that's not.
No. You just wait a minute. You told us just the opposite the other day. You said you went out and bought your own windows and you had to caulk them.
It's crazy.
Yeah. No, when you moved in, right? When I moved in, I replaced the window. I had to get approval to get the window replaced. I had to show them where I was getting it and what they were going to do, and I got it approved. The window went in. That was fine. What I'm talking about is I had an emergency service come in and dry out the bedroom around the window because it was really bad, and I didn't do the insurance.
You got to call your insurance. They should
reimburse you know why?
You for
because
that.
they're going to go after. They're going to go after them.
Oh, good. All right.
See, your insurance will subrogate if they have to pay out.
The only issue you might have, and I hope not, is that they call it flood.
How could it be a flood?
No, Mark, that's groundwater coming in, not going down the siding.
Okay.
Yeah. And roof leaks. None of that. If it comes in from the ground, it has to hit us. Not even the ground, Mark. It has to hit a horizontal surface and then flow in. So if there was a deck, that would be flood. But that's how they judge those. So, man, I'll tell you.
I know. It's terrible. They just said that they'll notify the person on the second floor and let them know to fix it. So I sit there with no drywall. I mean,
You got to call your insurance company. That's why you pay for insurance. This is why you use insurance.
Right. Why don't you try that and get back to us? Listen, we'll try to help you any way we can, but there's certainly nothing we can do. That's just a fact of life.
And to be quite honest, I would probably call a public adjuster if it's as bad as you're talking about, because your insurance company is going to try to screw you.
All right, coming up right after this, Compass Insurance Group will weigh in on car sharing, okay? So stay tuned for that. And speaking of cars, One Clear Choice Garage Doors will come and do your garage door inspection for $80, man, and that's complete if you're buying a new house. Now, here's the deal. They are open 24/7 for emergencies if you can't get your garage closed. They do all the doors, every element of the door, every element of the opener, and they're great company. And they have emergency service. So if you ever need help, all of their prices are at oneclearchoicedoors.com. That's what I love. All of their prices at oneclearchoicedoors.com, 720-370-3987.
Thank you.
This hour from the Trajan Wealth K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by LASIK Plus.
Busy Thursday late morning driving throughout the Denver Metro. I-25 north and southbound. We're back to highway speeds from one end of town to the other. West of downtown, 6th Avenue eastbound at Sheridan Boulevard. We've got a stall in the right lane. Luckily, delays are minimal. We are seeing some slowdowns around the scene. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Out west into the mountains, I-70 east and westbound. Still watch out for slowdowns with intermittent closures between the base of Floyd Hill and Beaverbrook due to ongoing blasting operations till about 3 p.m. this afternoon. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, fair skies at the moment. Another hot one today with a high of 87. The current temperature is 81 degrees with your Impact Traffic and weather. Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Do it. Take the first step towards LASIK and score a great deal at LASIK Plus today. Right now at LASIK Plus, get 20% off LASIK in August. That can be over $900 off when treating both eyes with guaranteed financing. Visit mylasicoffer.com for details.
Hey, man, you know what? Plumbers hate Europlumbingcolorado.net. Now, not because they're not great, they are. It's because they're selling water heaters at $12.99 fully installed with the old one taken out. That's right. That's for a 40-gallon. But no matter what size you want, they guarantee the lowest price. They'll also guarantee like up to 90% savings on garbage disposals and sump pumps. Europlumbingcolorado.net. Find out why other plumbers hate them. 303-668-6844. Joe Lazzara is a criminal defense attorney that I certainly hope you never need. But one thing I do know for sure, if you're in trouble, you don't want to go shopping while you're under the heat of the gun. So what you need is someone like me who did the shopping for you. I know Joe Lazzara. I've referred him many times to people. He does flat rate pricing. But first, initial free consultations. That's 303-429-6200. And when I say criminal defense, that of course includes DUIs and driving while under the influence, things I discourage, of course. 303-429-6200.
Thank you. All right.
Hey, Tom.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Pooping.
Well, I got to pee, so I'm joining the club.
I also have.
Yeah, can I go to the restroom?
Do you guys know where it's at? Have you been yet?
No.
Let me show you.
Wow.
Boy.
It's trending.
Just like that. Next time I'll hold it in.
Yeah. Now we look like geniuses using the trash can. Yeah, flipping Tom a Whomper. That's a hell of a scene, man. That's a great visual.
God, can you just imagine? He's looking at the clock. It hits 30, and a Whopper shoots out. Oh, fuck, that's funny. And actually, we got to figure something that would deliver pizza toppings.
Oh, that's right. No crust.
No crust pizza toppings. It's like just on a drip. It's so funny. CNN, of course, has, Wolf Blitzer with the helicopter. You would think it's the OJ trial again.
God damn it.
Following Trump to his, 97th indictment. Fox News is simply talking about fund the budget soon.
Now, they have the inset down there. You see the screen that is the slow speed chase.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Tell me that doesn't remind you of fucking OJ.
Yeah.
You know what? He's got enough money. He should have bought a white fucking Bronco and did this right.
Oh, man, they'd go nuts if he did that.
If it doesn't fit, you must
Kelly,
quit.
what's going on, Kelly?
What?
She's gone, dude.
Everybody is peeing.
Everybody left the room except for Shannon and myself.
We wear diapers.
They were following your lead. How about that crazy bitch that threw on some diapers and drove from like California to New York
She
to
was
murder
an
somebody?
astronaut, wasn't she?
She was an astronaut.
They
She'd actually been in space.
She should have hooked up with the tank guy from Granby we were talking about. That
Their
would be a
babies
match
would have
made
been-
in heaven.
Their babies would have been super evil geniuses.
Fuck yeah. They would have had those Dr. Evil cats and everything.
Awesome.
I love that movie, that Dr. Evil, when he comes back like in the second or third one and he goes $1 million like it was a lot of money.
Poor Mini-Me.
Yeah, he was funny too in that. Those Austin Power movies were pretty good.
Crazy
what was it? The shump that fucked me or something?
The Spy That Shagged Me.
The Spy That Shagged Me.
Mm-hmm. That's not my bag, baby.
I love that movie. Oh, wait a second.
God, that would have been the best, Shannon, if he got a white Bronco. That would have drove everybody insane.
Trump?
Yep.
Yeah, driving their CNN, of course.
Oh,
It
here we
looks
go.
just like the old Bronco.
Talk station 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255, okay? So, Jeremy is with Compass Insurance Group, home of the insurance checkup, and we are asking about car sharing. Now, for those listening, and Stephen was the one who asked the question, caller Stephen, bring him up with Jeremy, and Stephen's thinking about putting his car on car sharing. Car sharing is this. It's basically peer-to-peer car sharing, where a company like Turo, what they do is they manage it with an app. People reserve your car. They take it for a few days or a week or whatever, and they pay so much a day. And it's like Uber and Lyft. It's all administered through an app. The insurance is covered by Turo during that time, but basically you have to own the car and insure it the other times, like Uber and Lyft. Now, Steven wants to put his car, he wants to own it in an LLC to reduce liability, and then he wants to put it in to a car share. He said he's having trouble finding an insurance company that will do that. Now, Steven, what was the main reason you're having trouble doing that?
Well, it's just that the insurance companies say that if it's a commercial line, which it needs to be if it's owned by an LLC, then they require the cars and the drivers to be scheduled, and so therefore they're not going to put it out on an app where they don't know who the drivers are going to be.
Well, Stephen, I thought you told me, and from what I'm reading, you're not putting it out on an app because when it's hired, Turo's insurance takes over.
Well, I guess there's only for the liability aspect of it. If the car is totaled, Turo's. Well, I'm not sure about that part.
I'm not sure about it either, so let's ask Jeremy. And also this, with it, I know you can have a corporation and an LLC own vehicles, and I know Compass has done it with me throughout the years, and they still insure them. And they don't make me get a commercial line.
He brought something up, though. When I had the Goodyears and I had company trucks, of course, the company trucks were owned by, we happen to have a C Corp under that one, but all of our vehicles, they did have to have drivers. Now, if I hired someone new and they drove it, that was okay. But come a certain time of the year, I would have to schedule all my employees.
Now, Jeremy, let's take one step at a time. With an LLC, do you need any kind of special insurance? I'm not talking about car sharing now. Just if you have an LLC, own your car.
No, there are certain companies that it would just be ineligible for, but there's definitely companies that will insure the car that's owned.
And it's almost a disregarded entity, they call it. Now,
right, and you're going to see where people don't like it is that you're also going to have to be listed on there, and that's sometimes an issue for folks. But
okay, so if I have a car listed for me with an LLC, and then I want to put it into a car share program, and that car share offers insurance when it's on the clock, is that a problem?
Yeah, no insurance company is going to want to do that.
Isn't that what Uber and Lyft does?
It is, but the insurance companies have coverage for that on Uber and Lyft. So there's a difference there because you're still driving the car.
Oh.
So your car out.
Oh.
They have no idea who's driving that.
But wait a minute, Jeremy.
So it's a lot different.
If I'm covered by the car sharing company, why does my insurance care if they can?
Because it's just the liability aspect of it. It's not the property damage part.
And even the liability aspect of it. Let's say you have $1 million in coverage through the Turo or whatever, and you get sued for $2 million. Your policy is going to have to act as the backup policy. And so that coverage they're offering isn't necessarily going to
Then how are people doing the car sharing?
It's not under an LLC.
No. Jeremy's telling me it doesn't matter if it's an LLC or not, right, Jeremy?
There's commercial policies out there that they could probably get, and that's the right way to go.
But Jeremy, here's what I'm asking you. If I don't have the car in an LLC and it's under my own name, I would still have a hard time getting insurance on my car if I'm going to enter it into the car share program.
No, that's not a problem.
I'm asking Jeremy right now with Compass. Jeremy, if the car is titled in my name, insured in my name, and I want to take it and use it on Turo where other people will drive it, will insurance companies balk at that?
You could, on a personal line, yes, every single one of them will. But you could still, as an individual, buy a commercial policy.
Okay, that's the point. So, Mark, the LLC isn't the issue here. It's the commercial versus non-commercial. Now, Stephen, you just said that you would be able to get an individual insurance policy under your name, and you would be able to enter it into the Turo program with no problem.
Oh, yeah, all day long. All day long, anybody will do that. And
No, I just heard from Jeremy, anyone will not do that. You're talking about a personal line of insurance.
Yeah. Like, I have a couple cars of my own, and I told my insurance company, I said, hey, I want to buy another car, put it on Turo. And they said, yeah, we'll just add it to your policy. It's no problem. We do that all day long.
And did they know what Turo was?
I called them back a couple of days. Yes, they did. They do it all day long. And then I called them back and I said, well, I think I'd rather put it inside an LLC. And then they said, oh, no, we won't do that.
Okay. So, Stephen, in your case, it matters if it's an LLC or not. Jeremy, he's telling us that he can buy a personal line. Stephen, who did you get a quote from for the personal line?
Allstate.
And they said they would insure your car even if you put it into Turo.
Yeah, absolutely. I was right up front with them about it.
Jeremy?
I mean, I don't think any company's doing it if they're telling you that. I get it in writing, but no, I mean, first of all, it's a business. Second of all, insurance companies, I mean, they're excluding roommates these days. They're not going to let you rent out your car for profit and have no idea who's driving it and take the liability and the risk of that.
Stephen, did they say it was a special policy that would exclude the time it's in Turo?
Yes, they did say that.
Jeremy?
Okay, and that could make sense. And that's the problem is every time these companies, every time there's something new, a company has to file to make a change to that policy.
Okay.
Right? So if Allstate's on the forefront of that and it's like, okay, Toro's kind of popular, this is a thing, we want to be a market for it, they have to refile their policy to be able to exclude for that. So that could be, absolutely.
Now, Stephen, one other question. Why did you want to do an LLC?
To protect his own assets.
Like you said, Tom.
What's that, Stephen?
Of course. Just like you said, Tom, I'm looking to have an additional shield of liability.
Well, here's what I do, and it's cheaper. And that is a commercial, or not a commercial, an umbrella coverage for $10 million.
Yeah, but if you're making money off that vehicle, I think that voids just a standard use vehicle.
Jeremy, can you get an umbrella coverage that would cover you if you're sued beyond the Turo coverage?
Well, no, the umbrella is only going to be an extension of the auto policy. So if the auto policy is excluding coverage, that exclusion is going to extend to the umbrella as well.
So therefore, if Turo does not have enough coverage, you could be liable, and that's why he wants the LLC. Stephen, how much is Turo's coverage limit? Do you know?
$750,000.
750,000?
No, I looked it up. I think they have one that's more than that, but not much more.
Is that for liability or is that for property?
Yeah, that's just for liability. That's for liability.
Okay, well, there's a dilemma. You have to go to Allstate, 303-713-8255.
Now, Impact Traffic. This report is sponsored by Wendy.
Done with Jeremy, correct?
Yeah.
Thank
yes.
Driving throughout the Denver Metro, I-25 north and southbound. We're back to highway speeds from one end of town to the other. West of downtown, 6th Avenue eastbound at Sheridan Boulevard. We've got a stall in the right lane. Luckily, delays are minimal. We are seeing some slowdowns around the scene. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Out west into the mountains, I-70 east and westbound. Still watch out for slowdowns with intermittent closures between the base of Floyd Hill and Beaverbrook due to ongoing blasting operations till about 3 p.m. this afternoon. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, fair skies at the moment. Another hot one today with a high of 87. The current temperature is 81 degrees with your Impact Traffic and weather. Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Wendy's BOGO $1 deal is back at participating Wendy's. Buy a Dave single, spicy chicken sandwich, 10-piece nugs, or medium frosty, and get another for $1. Double your deliciousness. Hurry, this BOGO deal won't last.
Hey, if you are looking for a reverse loan, we have an exclusive reverse loan lender right here on the Troubleshooter Show. It is Empower Reverse Mortgage. Mark Massey and his team can help you through each step of the way. First of all, picking the right loan for you. Maybe it's just a line of credit, or maybe you just want to eliminate your mortgage payment. Whatever it is, they can help you. 720-5 800-500-7719. Many people are needing extra cash or at least a buffer in older age as an emergency line of credit maybe. Whatever it is, 720-500-7719 and powerreverse.com.
Oh, they
Cute.
have it in like some
It's
lamp
not
or
ready.
something.
Every time I get there, it's not ready. So it's great. It's so awesome.
Hey, babe. Today's National IPA Day.
God, it's so crazy.
Did you guys celebrate National Girlfriend Day the other day?
No. Did you?
I was forced to.
Did they really have one?
Yeah, August.
What's the thing?
I wonder how you go
National
about
Girlfriend
creating
Day.
a day.
Yeah, it's
Hey,
National
yesterday
Mark
was
Day.
National Ice
Fuck
Cream
Off Day.
Sandwich Day.
National
Just
Boyfriend Day is on
fuck off.
October 3rd. I had to look it up after
Oh,
knowing
yeah,
that
put it
there's
on her calendar, right?
I woke up
Ice
and
cream
she's
sandwich?
like, "You know what day it is?" I'm like, "Tuesday."
That sounds like a bunch of bullshit. We didn't have any National Girlfriend
Yeah, that
Day.
sucks. I got gypped. I thought that was Valentine's Day.
Right.
If he
I
were
don't
here,
even
he'd
think
yell
there's a
at me because
National
he knows
Wife
I
Day.
don't
I'm going
like
to look. There probably is, though.
There
What am I
probably
saying?
is.
Of course
Yeah,
there
there's
is.
a day for everything.
Yeah,
National
but National
Wife
Clever
IPA
enough.
Day.
I do
Yeah,
like
go.
That's
those
what I
here,
That might
and
not
I
be
do,
politically. Oh, look at this. Third Sunday
like sherbet.
of
Whatever.
September. National Wife
We're
Appreciation
celebrating
Day.
30 years
Wow.
on September 3rd.
Yeah.
Then it breaks it down. I knew it
I
wouldn't
know
be
that
politically
one.
correct. It breaks it down. It's not actually Wife Day anymore. It's men, women, trans,
Okay,
fluid,
you're free.
etc.
Just because you told us. We
We'll
didn't
just
know
say
Way
National
easier.
Us Day.
Yay.
So it's
God, that's unfucking believable.
Figure out what we're going to do.
Shannon, there's actually a National Wife Day.
Really?
Yay!
Oh, so can I celebrate it at least twice?
Because he's been divorced twice.
Well, divorced twice in 1
When's
year.
I like
National
when you ask
Ex-Wife
someone
Day?
how long you've
There
been
you
married,
go.
and they say something like 30 years,
Right.
but it's to like 4 different wives, you know.
Well, a total of.
In total, I've been married 30 years.
When you add them all up.
I've been doing my time concurrently.
Let's see if there's a National Husband Day.
I'm sure there is.
It's probably fucking
Every
today.
day is National Husband Day.
When
I'm
you live with
pretty
me, it
sure
is.
Of it, yeah.
Third Saturday in April.
The third Saturday.
I'm going to look up National Mark Day.
In which case, from the wives, there must be a.
Mark with
Why
a
don't you
C,
just
not
take
a
care of
K.
that
People
yourself?
from, you won't fucking believe this.
What?
People from around the world celebrate National Mark, M-A-R-C Day, every year on February 11th. This annual celebration, observed in many parts of the world, is organized to honor one of the most popular and diverse masculine names in the fucking world. God bless, amen. Put that down on everybody's fucking calendar. February 11th, National fucking M-A-R-C Day. Look it up.
JR from the road,
Wow.
very funny. That's April 1st, he says to me.
Look at that shit. I can't believe it. National fucking Mark Day.
41
Imagine that's
years
gonna
to
leave
the
a mark.
same woman. Good grief, Todd. Wow, cool.
Look at that shit.
Wow.
You know what? Fuck you guys. You guys don't have a fucking... What's...
Oh, don't,
okay,
hey, don't rub
okay,
it
hold
in
on.
a real
I bet you
researcher.
there's
Let's see if
Robert
there's
Day.
a fucking National Robert Day.
I bet you
Okay.
there's a Robert Day.
National Robert Day.
Pretty popular.
Okay, let's see here. National Robert Day.
Good afternoon. Thanks for calling
Okay,
the Tom
this is
Martino
all
Show.
bullshit. I got all psyched over National Mark Day.
And now it's nothing, right?
There's a fucking
I bet
goddamn
there's no National Suzanne Day.
Let's
I want to know what the day is.
National
Now.
SUSANNE. Let's see here. This event happens each year on the 27th of the month on February.
That's right around my
fuck.
birthday. That
Oh, but
sucks.
it's spelled right.
Oh.
And yours isn't.
Right.
So you don't
That's
have
like,
one.
Did you type in S?
But I didn't get.
Yeah, and it corrected it to Z.
What's National Robert Day, though? I need to know now.
I'll tell you again. Jesus, it's on April 6th. It says Robert's one of the strangest names ever to be named anything.
That's his dad's name.
People generally with the name Robert. Ooh, I'm not going to read that. I'm not going to go down that road. Something about a reach around and lube.
All right. Well, I thought we weren't able to look up that stuff here. It's being live streamed.
You can't see his computer.
Oh, right. That's why it's there.
Oh, here we go. Stand by.
Listen to How Rude, Tanneritos on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right. We have K&H Home Solutions in the house, and somebody wants to know about diamond coat siding. Is it a very low or no maintenance siding? Either one of you, Stephen or Robert?
Robert, you want to take this one?
Yeah, I'm sorry, what was the
diamond
the
coat
question?
siding? I'd like to know how it stacks up for no maintenance or low maintenance.
It's going to be, obviously it's our higher end siding, so it's going to be on your lower end. You're going to obviously opposed to your like vinyl or your hardy board. Hardy board is also nice, but the diamond coat is going to do you well for sure.
Okay, so when you say it's on the lower end, you mean of maintenance?
Yes, on the lower end of maintenance, able to yield against your hailstorms and stuff like that.
What is diamond coat? Is diamond coat a plastic, or is it a wood product? What is it? Cement product? What is it?
I believe, yeah, it is done during the manufacturing process, and then the coating and all that is done afterwards. But obviously, with any siding, paint is going to help seal it up.
So, do you paint diamond coat siding, or does it come in a color?
It comes in a color.
Okay, so
in color match to specifically.
Okay, so you don't have to paint it.
No.
Okay, and is it waterproof? Is it? I'm trying to compare it to what would be a true non. Is it a no maintenance siding or low maintenance?
More on the no maintenance.
Oh wow, that's wonderful actually. And there's 20 colors I see here, which is incredible. A diamond coat, that's yes. So there is diamond coat. K&H has that. Plus they have some other ones. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. By the way, KH Windows is khwindows.com, 303-421-7100.
Thank you.
Okay, let's see.
That music threw me off, man. Like in the middle of talking, that music coming through.
Uh-huh.
Wah.
It got me.
It's your first time on the air.
Yeah, you're a seasoned professional. Man.
No.
You'll get used to
Yeah, you get used to it.
Not with the gun up my butt.
Man, it's making me change my password. It's always like the most
I looked up National Shannon Day.
Yeah.
Shanny
doesn't look good.
sauce.
It's 420.
420. Hey, that's Adeline's birthday.
It's Hitler's birthday.
Oh,
it's
daughter's
the
birthday.
Columbine Massacre.
It is.
It's David Koresh, or at least by a day. It's all kinds of shit.
Right, no doubt.
And Ruby Ridge was also the 19th, right?
Yeah, I think so.
was
She was
French
born on or within a day of like everything.
Yep.
But when Adeline was born, I don't think 420 was a thing. Maybe it was. I don't know.
It
Well,
wasn't a
it's been a
marijuana
thing
thing,
since,
but
like,
it was a lot of things.
No, I'm just saying
No,
it wasn't like for the mayor.
Suze, it wouldn't have been a national thing, but it was a California thing since the very early 70s, like 71 or 72.
So 420 has been around a long time,
it was
is
high
what you're
school
saying.
kids in like Santa Ana something. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
they'd started it.
Well,
Like
and the
71.
biggest thing it's known for is 1889, April 20th, Adolf Hitler.
Yeah.
Did you see that movie, Shannon, where they go back and Charles Manson and the gang go up to kill, I think, the Tates, maybe it was the Blanche or whatever it is, and instead something is thrown off by a few minutes, and they actually end up killing all the Manson people that come in. It was a pretty good movie within the last few years.
Wow. Okay. No.
I think they should do that same kind of thing about Hitler. Like, instead of his rise to power, something changes just a little, and he ends up to be just some schmuck getting the shit kicked out of him in school his whole life.
Selling postcards.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's what he started out as.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You got to see that Manson movie. It's really fucking good, man. I'm pretty sure Brad Pitt's in it.
Wow. Okay.
It's crazy. It's like an alter reality. They show up, they've got the knives, they're going to be carving pig in the walls and gutting her and all this shit, and something goes wrong. And whatever goes wrong, they end up getting the shit beat out of them and killed.
Nice.
Now I got to look it up.
All right.
And I expect a book report tomorrow. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That's what it's called.
Oh, I guess I remember that.
Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt.
Star-studded movie.
Hi, is this Adam?
This event he's
Hello?
pushing. Oof.
What event?
Tom and Stephanie are hosting it, but it's
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Mark,
Blind
I
Little
decided I
Kids.
will take off the last hour, the complete.
All right.
All right, so I'll leave this on, though, if you want me to.
Leave the connection, yes, because I don't want to have to go in and change it, man.
Hey, Tommy?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Your smile is your logo, your personality is your business card, and the way you make others feel is your trademark.
Where'd
yeah,
you
that's a
get
bunch
that?
of shit. Think about it.
Yoga.
You're going to hire, your business card is your smile, right? If I'm looking for an NFL coach, do I want some fucker showing up with a big old smile? Hell no. How about if I'm hiring a hitman?
Mark, your smile is your logo.
I got to come up with an alternative to that.
You're going to have your own quote in yoga.
Not Colorado proof.
Oh, Mark Kunkel. I thought I took a picture of that event he was pushing, but I guess I didn't. Let's see here.
What's up, Dragon?
Sunset on the coast. Yeah. Let
Let
me make sure he typed it right, because I was texting it. 417. Tommy typed
I
it right.
barely hear you.
41719.
What?
Yeah.
Got to find a Dragon Day.
Oh, Dragon Day. Let me look.
Dragon!
I guarantee there's a National Dragon Day.
Well, there's a year, like the Chinese calendar, the year of the dragon. So I got a whole year.
No, but I mean like an American one.
Oh.
Appreciate a Dragon Day is celebrated on January 16th every year.
Well, there you go.
You know what? It's just, I'm pretty sure you can just fucking say any day and it pops up.
August 4th is National Tom Day, tomorrow.
Of course it is.
Tomorrow.
Look it up. Look it up.
July 22nd.
National Tom Day is tomorrow.
National Thomas Day is actually...
No, not Thomas, Tom.
Oh, it is. Look at that. National Tom Day.
Yeah. Don't tell me it's not. It's
First
tomorrow.
detected on the 4th of August.
Kelly, I'm calling from the Tom Martino Troubleshooter Show.
Tomorrow. We got to celebrate, man.
We are. We're all about
Tell me
it.
a little bit about your event. What's the date of it?
Yeah, you should buy us lunch. I liked when Tom was telling me a story one time. I won't bring up the guest, but he'd go out to big dinners, like, you know, on weekends. There'd be 20 people there, relatives of somebody, and blah, blah, blah.
Okay,
And he goes, not one fucking time did they even pretend. Even fucking pretend to grab the check. Not one time. In fact, one time I showed up for the last 5 minutes and ended up with the fucking check.
True story.
That is funny as shit, though. You imagine you're late for dinner, everybody's done. You sit down, and they slide you the check.
Hey, right on, man. Thanks for coming.
That takes some fucking balls.
Well, then the other part, and this is just as bad, where they say, "What do I owe you?" and they put down like $8.
Yeah, the bill's like $2,100. God.
You know, what do I owe you, you son?
Or we'll get the tip, and then they leave $20 on 1,000, which means you're going to end up paying the fucking tip.
Get this, Shannon, because you and I talked about this the other time.
National Tom
Adam,
Day.
um,
My God, I can't believe it.
And,
Trust me,
so
put in national anything, and
You
it comes
deserve
up.
to be celebrated, Tommy.
I'm going to go.
Mission Impossible at the box office puts a smile on my face. And what does it tell you about America today? Join me at 4.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe, brought to you by PaulTheWaterman.com. You know, you can get rid of forever chemicals in your house, truly, for $1,200, the whole house. That's an extraordinary deal. You know, regular plumbers cannot touch these deals and the quality. PaulTheWaterman.com, 303-862-5554. Now, there's a lot of things we have to talk about. All you have to do is call if you need any help at 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Or, of course, you can call 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. Okay, one of the things we were talking about in the last hour was we had an inquiry. Why would someone send me, or it might have been the first hour, whatever it is. Why would someone send me an empty letter by certified mail? And then we had a skip tracer call us saying what they do is they get a name. Let's say your name's Dan Smith. They'll have Daniel Smith with an I, Daniel Smith with a Y. They have all different variations of the name, Dan, Dano, and then they, if these people exist, and they send out certified mail to all of them, a shotgun approach, and then they get back the letter, the signature, and then they look to see if it's the one they want, and then they know where he lives. And that was interesting. We also, yet again, have another call about General Steel. General Steel taking a deposit, not being able to come through with the building, yet keeping the deposit. Then we have a question that comes up about privacy fences or fences in general. This is a common problem, and they say it's not on their side, it's on my side of the property. And I'm telling you, you should never buy a house without an updated survey, so you can use that to help you. And you should have them put monuments in the ground, or at least concrete markers, so they don't go away so easily. Now, having said all of that, I'd like to promote something near and dear to my heart and pocketbook. I want to talk to Adam. Now, Adam is one of the parents grateful to the Anchor Center for Blind Children. And Adam's grateful because he has a wonderful son, Aiden. And Adam, I want to talk about this fundraiser. And I don't do this often. I don't promote a lot of things, but things that are near and dear to my heart. And September 9th, we're going to have a fundraiser. And it's going to be at 5:30, and it's going to be for the Anchor Center for Blind Children. I can think of no better cause. There are certainly other good causes as well. And this is for children. And I told a story one time. My daughter got a concussion where she couldn't see for 15 minutes, only 15 minutes. And my life fell apart in 15 minutes. In 15 minutes, my life fell apart thinking, oh my God, what's going to happen? Blah, blah, blah. 15 minutes. And then it came back, and I'm going, oh, never mind. Now, Adam didn't get to say never mind. He has Aiden. Adam, thank you for being on the show. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Tom. It's so great to be on the show, and thanks for taking the time to promote this event.
I want to ask you about about Aiden. Now, when did you discover, was it right away you discovered there was a problem with his eyesight?
Yeah, so the eyesight thing came a little bit after birth, but we knew while Aiden was in utero that we would have some significant challenges. And so we were able to go through all that testing pretty early on. So we knew he had eyesight issues a few months into life. Yep.
Really? That's amazing to me that you can tell so early. Now, so did a million questions go through your head?
Without a doubt. So I'm not I don't have a medical background. My wife is a registered nurse, so she had a little bit of background, but we don't have vision impairment in our family as something that we know or deal with. And so it was almost like we were just inundated with information and questions and not knowing where to go next. And so it was a very overwhelming experience. And so when we were referred to the Anchor Center by some family members who knew about it, and we had our initial assessment there, to be honest, I really equate it to almost like we were out in an ocean, a storm of emotions, a storm of questions with nowhere to go, not knowing where to turn. And Anchor Center was kind of like that lighthouse that came on and said, hey, we've got the path for you. Come with us.
Hey, you know, it must have been, because even without having a child with disabilities, when I walked in there, I went, oh my God, this is a paradise. These little children, I call them little peanuts, were walking all over. And then what does it go up to? What age at Anchor Center?
Yeah, so they go through preschool, so really age 5.
Okay.
So it's really kind of that push through early intervention is what they
But
call
they
it.
get them ready,
Helping kids.
that they get the children ready where they can survive in regular school.
Yeah, without a doubt. Aiden has gone from a kid who couldn't walk, couldn't talk, you know, all of those things when we started there when he was 8 months old, not knowing whether he would do any of that, to now being able to navigate. He walks with a cane. We've taken him, we just got home from vacation where we took him to Disneyland, and he was walking around, interacting, things we never thought would ever happen for him. And so truly is a very, very special place where they prepare kids for a world that's not used to kids that have visual impairment.
Now, the reason they raise money, it's nonprofit, right?
I'm not sure I understand.
That's correct. So it's a nonprofit, and you know there is a tuition that families pay, but the tuition does not come anywhere close to covering their costs. They provide so many services, from therapies to they do have a vision clinic in-house there where they have doctors come and help with that. But it is a nonprofit organization, and so the money that is raised not only helps cover their costs, but also helps them continue the research in unique areas. My son has something called CVI, which is a fairly new diagnosis in vision impairment, and they're kind of at the forefront of that research. So all of these things are covered by the money that's raised at this event and the other things that they do to raise money.
And we're having this event on the 9th, and Stephanie and I are the chairs, and we were so honored to be asked, because I love this place. Honest to God, when I say I love it, I mean it. When you walk in there, you can't believe the love shown. And you know, teachers in general are wonderful people. They really are. And these teachers, they live this. I mean, this is not, you can tell it's not a job. I mean, these people, the way they cuddle and take care of those children and help them through each and every experience of touch and feel and sound and music. And it must have really, I mean, having a child, as I said, with my kid, 15 minutes, I went crazy. Having a child who's blind, you think, what am I going to do? And then when you found that place, it must have been a giant weight lifted.
A huge weight lifted, and they really are like a family to us. I like to say Anchor Center is a place where the dignity of every child is celebrated, no matter what their situation is. They love each and every child for their unique abilities, not their disabilities. And I think that's such a special place here in this world. It's a shining light. And for us as parents, it gave us so much hope. And as you know, hope is a super powerful emotion. It allows you to take on the challenges that you face. And so it really was. It's like a family to us. We're so sad we're leaving it. Aiden graduated this past year, which was super exciting and emotional. But we're so grateful for what they have done for our family.
Of course, and you'll continue supporting. You're going to be there. I want to tell people how to get tickets and ask them to please attend or become part of that somehow, even through donations. And thanks, Adam, so much for sharing this, because unless, you know, the other day, just on our YouTube, what I affectionately call our YouTube morons, our people that tune into our stream every day, in addition to radio, we just had a brand new little baby born to one of our YouTube guys and wife, and he showed us pictures, and I was thinking, can you imagine just having a new baby? And Mark talked about this. You look at your little baby, and if something's wrong with it, you think, oh my God, what am I going to do? So this is an answer for people who have a child who's blind. If you have never heard of it and you need help, you might want to call them. Anyway, it's anchorcenter.org. And to find out about the event, anchorcenter.org/sunset 2023. anchorcenter.org/sunset 2023. And that's going to be September 9th. More coming up.
Broncos country. Make plans to come out to training camp, powered by Ford, and get up close and personal with your favorite Broncos players as they prepare for the NFL season. There will be 12.
All right, 15 seconds time. You're coming up next.
Cura Health Training Center between July 28th and August 17th, all starting at 10 a.m. New this year, practices will require a complimentary ticket for entry. For more information and to secure tickets, visit denverbroncos.com/training camp today.
Frank Duran, the real estate man.com, never has a phrase meant so much because he is the man when it comes to real estate. Now, first and foremost, he will give you a free analysis of your home and what it will sell for. It's not a tricky way to get a listing. He wants to learn more about the market and help you through difficult decisions. So he'll do a complete analysis based on that house, that neighborhood. He has photos and measurements and supply and demand, interest rates, even the rate of inflation, how it will affect you, and what you will be able to buy afterwards. Yes, that's Frank Duran, the realestateman.com. And if ever you want him to list, if ever, they completely clean the house, deep clean the house, set the house, stage the house, and he never, ever asks for a long-term commitment. He just is there to serve. 303-920-1622.
Ta-da.
You gotta go do some measures after this? Nope.
No? No. You got any? Hey, I did go by one of yours today.
Oh yeah? Gallo?
Yep.
How was it? Good? We can do a French door there? Or a patio door there? Yeah. I was kind of nervous, but...
No.
Because they wanted to make an opening there, but they didn't want to have the doors in their house. You can't open the doors out because there's that like fake balcony.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What is that called? A Venetian?
No.
I think it is.
It might be
a Venetian balcony.
balcony.
Those things are so stupid. It's like a balcony, but there's nothing there except for a gate.
It's just a hand.
Oh, yeah.
On like second floor, yeah.
It's basically a walkout window.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wonder why they make those like that. That looks...
Yeah, it was
for
ridiculous.
looks.
And it was a brand new house, 2021.
Yeah, it is a brand new house in Denver there.
Yep.
It's just a look.
So the door opens in.
Well, the problem
right now.
The reason why we're replacing it is because it's a COVID house. So the door that they put in, all the framing and everything was bad. So they started getting leakage when it rained into their stucco.
Yep.
So it ruined the entire.
I'm going to bring that up next hour. That's an interesting phrase I have not heard.
What's the phrase?
COVID house.
You know, honestly, man, there's a lot of things that got affected during that time.
Oh, I know, but I never would have thought new construction that's that fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Or not even new. I mean, just
if you're buying a
repairs.
house that's built during COVID or the year or two after, I mean, that's scary.
Yeah.
Especially the houses that look like apartments and townhomes, those kind of stuffs. Like, they're just throwing those things up. My friend's renting one right now from the owner, but it's falling apart. It's a 2-year-old house.
Yep.
You know? The doors don't work. Like in the drywall, it's starting to like fall apart. You can see around all the outlets. It's all cracking the drywall. It's horrible. But it again doesn't matter because people will buy it and people will rent it out. So
Hey, Tom.
Yeah.
So the filter traps the forever chemicals, right? Then you go to change your filter, you throw out the old filter. Eventually, those forever chemicals are going to end up right back into the fucking water, right?
I actually don't know about it or where they dispose of them. I have no idea. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't imagine I can't imagine if you have a filter at your house, you don't just throw it in your trash.
But not all trash ends up in water. Of course not. It's
I think eventually most landfills probably do.
Not as much as you think. Most of the contamination comes from dumping things down drains and stormwater. I mean, I guess it could. Anything on the ground could eventually end up in groundwater drainage, but on the ground. And I don't know what effects, or excuse me.
Well, I guess really what the question is, the name of them is Forever Chemical. I assume they're going to be around forever.
Doesn't every chemical have a half-life, though?
I have no idea. These are literally called Forever Chemicals.
They are.
PFAS.
And
if they're forever, how would you get, with the exception of shipping them into space, how the fuck would you get rid of them?
I mean, I don't know, Mark.
It's like nuclear waste. I mean,
Right.
it's still
It really
there.
is.
We never
Yeah.
get rid of it.
Right.
I don't know. I wonder, somebody just on YouTube talked about, can you burn them? I mean, when they say forever, I don't think they mean you can't destroy them. I think they mean that they're forever around unless you destroy them. I don't know, though.
Yeah, but I'm saying no one is. I'm sure there is a. I don't even know if there is a way to destroy them.
They're called another name is PFAs, and I'm googling. Can you destroy PFAs? Destroying PFAs, you can make them. Hold on, grinding them.
15
with,
seconds,
with
guys.
boron nitride. I mean, there's some.
Oh my God!
There's some. I don't know. There's some.
Check it out. This hour from the Trajan Wealth K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Hey, that's a good question Mark had off the air. We ought to call Paul the Waterman, see if he's available. What happens?
Yeah, what happens to Forever Chemicals? We talk about it, but you put the filtration system in, and let's say it gets rid of 98% of the Forever Chemicals, so they don't go into your body right there, which is good. There's no doubt about that. But then afterwards, you go to change the filter, you grab that filter, you throw it in the trash. If they're Forever Chemicals, they're going to end up back into either the water system.
Yeah, but Mark,
or food
let's
chain
put it this
somewhere.
way. Let's say you're correct. Let's say 100% of them goes back into the water supply. Let's say that does happen. I'm not saying it does. But even if it does, you're not adding to it. You're simply recycling them, but you're not ever absorbing them, if that makes sense. I don't know.
No, it's good for you and your body, but you're throwing them back in for everybody else.
Well, okay, but if everyone, obviously, here's the panacea. If everyone, and I don't mean this as a joke. If everyone had, I don't think everyone needs soft water. Okay, that's a preference, and I think it is good for your home and your plumbing. But let's say everyone had reverse osmosis to drink, and the whole house PFA filter for the Forever Chemicals. Then if every home had those, you would never have an issue anyway.
But you would never, stop for 1 second. You would never get rid of the PFAS. They're always going to be there. The animals will be eating them. They'll be in the ocean. They'll be in the groundwater. They'll be everywhere.
That's right, but we're not.
If you can't get rid of them, you can't get rid of them.
But Paul's not taking on the task of getting rid of them in the world. No one is. What we're trying to do is keep them out of our bodies. I'd venture to say you're correct that you can't keep them out of your body 1,000%. Of course you can't.
I don't know how you could, because if you eat meat, those cows are.
I don't know, Paul.
They don't
is
have
Paul on?
filtration
Paul
units
Downing,
in
are
their
you there?
pond.
PaulTheWaterman.com. Are you there, Paul?
Yeah, right here.
Paul, I want to ask you something. Forever Chemicals are in the water supply. Are they also in the meat we eat and the vegetables and all that?
Yeah, absolutely. That's why it's called bioaccumulate, and so I sat in a couple webinars from the EPA regarding. Remember, they wanted to reduce it by 4 parts per trillion, or they were going to start penalizing municipalities. So they did a study, and it's basically in the grass, and it's in the trees, the fruit, the vegetables. It's every aspect of our life.
Now, Mark did mention something, and while your filters take them out so we don't absorb them in ourselves, we're still going to get them
in the water.
Right,
Tom.
we're still going to get them in other things, right, Paul?
Absolutely correct.
But when that filter, Paul, when that filter filters them out at my point of use, my kitchen faucet, whatever, or my whole house for that matter, when I replace that filter, I pull the old one, I put the new one in, I throw it in the trash, it's still there. It's still going to deteriorate at some point, and those forever chemicals are going to end up somewhere.
But remember,
again, right?
I just want to make this clear, though. We're not adding, we're cycling them, for lack of a better word, but we're not adding new. We're not adding new forever chemicals. We're just taking them out of our water. But Paul, do they end up back in the water? Where do those filters go?
Well, unless you incinerate them, they go right back into the landfill. So technically, Mark's right. It's a vicious cycle. That's why I said, I was talking to you and I said the EPA standards make it impossible for a municipality to even make this happen just by sheer engineering aspect. There's only 4 ways to remove it. An anion filtration media, but down in Colorado Springs, that system is not working in Fountain because Fountain's water is so damn hard that it makes that media impossible to function properly. But it's anion resin, activated carbon, or point-of-use reverse osmosis. Excuse me, there's 3 ways to remove it.
Now, Paul, one other question, and this is a good point. So you get rid of it in the water, but we can't get rid of it in the environment. You've been on these webinars with the EPA talking about municipal water systems have to address this. But what I want to know is this. Is anyone going to the manufacturers saying, stop using this stuff? I mean, listen, for God's sakes, we have people harnessing cow farts and killing cattle and doing all kinds of stuff for global war or for climate change. So is anyone trying to eliminate the use of PFAs?
Well, they're trying to. They've been mandated, they're not allowed to be used in manufacturing practices. However, it was on the news. Just recently, both Suncor and DIA are still adding PFAS back into our environment.
Why don't you tell us what produces PFAS?
PFAS is a forever chemical that's used in water-resistant, water-repellent materials. So, like the deck staining we used to use all the time before,
Yeah.
And then the firefighting foam.
What else?
So,
Plastics?
And anything that's water-resistant clothes, carpet, anything, and Rain-X.
A fast food container, Tom, a wrapper, microwave popcorn, bags, pizza boxes.
My God!
Anything. So what's happening is that my theory is that if we take it out of the water, and then, remember wastewater. The other thing is, and what everybody wants to use is reusable water because our community is growing so fast. If we take it out of the wastewater, right, at least that's going to help the drinking water part of it. Is it going to be right back in our environment? Yes. This could be a 100-year cycle before we could even see any reduction because of how affected it is in every aspect of our life.
All right, let's take.
But hold on, really, that was my point. Even if we stopped all these products right now, mandated it, we'd still be living with the level. It wouldn't get worse, but we'd still be living and trying to figure out the level we have now until we figure out how to really get rid of
them. Now, Paul, didn't you say, can you destroy PFAs by incineration?
Yeah, incineration, an incinerator, you bet. But right now, there's technology in Europe. It's not proven yet, but they're trying to develop technology through some sort of use of electricity to remove PFAS, but it's still in the developmental stages. But as of right now, and here's the other.
I think it. You know what? I truly think it's a bigger threat than climate change.
I totally agree with you. That's what I've been trying to.
Well, why aren't the liberal progressives attacking PFAs?
Well,
because they own solar stock.
It's a money thing, exactly. Here's the thing. The Attorney General of Colorado sued to stop the settlements. 3M, that makes some of the firefighting foam, agreed to a $10 billion settlement. The Attorney General of Colorado sued to stop that because he's not sure how much the piece of pie Colorado is going to get.
And, Paul, some other ones as well. It wasn't just Colorado.
Right. But see, my point is, what are they going to do with that money? Because there's no proven technology that's going to work. So in Colorado Springs and Fountain, the Air Force spent, $4 to $9 million on an anion resin system that can remove it. But the problem is anion resin is so sensitive it can't handle hardness. Well, Fountain, Colorado's got some of the hardest water that's in the area.
Now listen, here's what I'm saying, okay? You'd be crazy not to keep this out of your system at least, and you can do that with these filters. You can do that. I have the triple filter, reverse osmosis. You get the whole house PFA filter. Now, Mike, what is your comment? Go ahead, Mike. You have a comment.
Yeah, I have a real hard time with this. These PFAS have been around since the 40s. The baby boom generation has been exposed to them, and the vast majority of them have no effects from this product. We measure these products by parts per billion or parts per trillion, and then we set the bar to a point where our hair is on fire, and we got to do something about it. I mean, I honestly feel like it's a racket.
Mike, listen, I know nothing about the PFA limits and the parts per million, parts per billion, and I also don't have any scientific proof of what they're doing to us negatively. However, what I do know is, you know, cancers and illnesses and birth defects are at all time. They're growing like crazy. And all I can say is, don't you think it has something to do with our environment, Mike?
I believe that the cancers in this country and around the world are because of all the nuclear detonations above ground that happened in the 40s, 50s, 60s, all the way up to 1972. We had thousands of them launched, and then they realized that these particles are floating around. They're getting in our grass, in our food, in our tobacco, in everything in our water, and people are getting. But
Mike, you know what? I don't know what is the actual effect, and you bring up a good point, Mike. But I don't know if it's useless panic either. I don't think it is. But Paul, I want to ask you: do they have any studies showing the negative effects of PFAS?
Yeah, all you have to do is go on the EPA's website and type in PFAS, forever chemicals. They'll show you there's liver cancer, bladder cancer. There's a whole list of cancers that are associated with this. And here's the thing. We've known about it in the water treatment industry for the last 6 years. Our industry has tried to make awareness and even created maps to show where the worst contamination was. Now, when you're talking about a part per trillion, that's a really small number. But think about it. If the EPA is screaming about it now, doing something about it now, either it's just a way to do a one big money grab, right, for taxes, and if they want to fine municipalities for not providing water treatment, or it's a way to cut and increase our water bill, because then if the municipality uses a water source that doesn't meet the standard, they can't use the water source.
All right, that's paulthewaterman.com, 303-862-5554.
The other thing I just want to throw in at the end of that, what Mike was saying, here's what's crazy. 3M's a big company, man. For them to cough up $10 billion because of the health effects over contaminating the water, I mean, that's an acknowledgement it can't be good for you.
No, that's right. That's right. Thank you. Thank you, Mark, for that. PaulTheWaterman.com. More coming right up.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Michael Brown in the morning and Dan Kaplis in the afternoon. 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
Lots of drama out west into the mountains. I-70 eastbound through Clear Creek. We've got a vehicle fire in the right lane after the exit for Bakerville. That's exit 221. The road was closed. Looks like things are open back up. Traffic is getting by on the left side, but watch out for congestion around the area. East of there, road construction with blasting continues. I-70 both east and westbound between Beaver Brook and the base of Floyd Hill. We're seeing congestion on either side. Watch out for intermittent closures until about 3 p.m. this afternoon. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, sunny skies. We're expecting some clouds to roll in with a chance of scattered thunderstorms, high 87. The current temperature is 81 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Lowe's knows how to save.
10 seconds, buddy. You're up next.
All kitchen cabinet orders of $1,000 or more. Lowe's knows pros. Cashier must apply discount at time of purchase. Discount on cabinet purchase only. Coupon cannot be used with any other discount. Valid 7/27 through 8/9.
You know that expression when everything's going your way? Hey, made in the shade or Easy Street. Well, that's what Made in the Shade does. It puts you on Easy Street when it comes to window coverings. That clever name, Made in the Shade, denotes that they do shades. They also do blinds and drapes and soft good, hard goods. They do shutters, plantation shutters, exterior shutters. They do high-tech, low-tech, in-between tech, things that can be controlled with your cell phone, even solar-powered window coverings. What you need to do is check them out. They'll come and measure and estimate for free, and they install. They even have, of course, their own designer to help you pick the right stuff. Made in the Shade, 720-458-6566, denvershades.co.
Hey, Tom.
Yeah.
Did you want to talk to ProVid?
Yeah, I will. I just, it didn't come up, but I absolutely will.
Okay.
National Hemorrhoids
Hang on for me, Mark. We're going to get to you, okay? Hang on.
Road, October 19th. Oh, shit.
Someday.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you're hearing it. Huh? That's music. Someone's bumping.
Yeah, it's
There's
right under us.
Studio C's right below us.
Yeah, so they'll have bands come in that are like
KBCO.
at Red Rocks or wherever over the
Right.
weekend.
Oh, nice.
Metallica was there once, but it was a long time ago. I think Taylor Swift's been in the building a long time ago again.
Might have been a long time ago.
I think it was. I think she was. I'm not.
This
You're
building?
going to get roasted tomorrow from Leland over all that Swift stuff.
Oh, I just.
He thinks you've seen the Barbie movie. Are we going to see that or not? I don't care. Let's see what movies are out there.
God, I just know I'd fall asleep, but maybe.
Have a few beers at a time. Take a nap.
A few IPAs and go see Barbie.
Let's see what's on this
It'd
weekend.
be hard to see if you're going to like that one, Mark.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
Oh.
National Girlfriend Day.
On National Girl.
Oh, she did.
Awesome.
Did she play? How old are you? 25.
25, yeah.
So how old's your girlfriend?
25, yeah.
So, did she actually play with Barbies as a kid?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember like.
it's still
playing with
around very
Barbies.
much.
Yeah, a little bit, but she was more Dora the Explorer.
She had like what do you call them? Those pony things.
My Little Ponies.
What kind of dolls did you play with? Did you have GI Joes, shit like that?
I had like little Transformers stuff. Yeah.
Action
He's just
figure.
a few years older than Miles, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. 2
It's
years.
crazy, yeah. I don't want to see Meg 2 the Trench.
So he loved
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, no.
As a little kid, he loved Thomas the Tank Engine, JJ the Jet Plane.
Yeah, but tiny when he was 3 and 4.
That has good morals, And
That
Thomas
shit
the Tank.
I mean,
Yeah.
he would sit and love those shows.
But as he got older, he became a gamer. That was his gig.
Thomas the Tank Engine.
Oh, Monster Trucks?
Was George Carlin. Do you know who that is? Probably not. George Carlin he's funny as shit. He's dead, but he was really raunchy. So us
Ahead of his
growing
time,
up,
ahead of his time.
we remember seeing George Carlin. Fuck this, fuck that. I'm not going to say Eddie Murphy, but he was
right.
He was raunchy, funny as shit. And then I started waking up every morning to his fucking voice. Doing this kid show, this Thomas the Tank Engine. Thomas is leaving I'm waiting for him to go, Thomas is leaving the fucking...
Right.
It was so weird.
I'm sure they have some explicit clips of him saying that kind of stuff. That'd be hilarious.
There goes all your morals.
Uh-huh.
Right out the window.
No, they kind of got rid of those things that had morals.
Did you try like Petco and
They really did, man. It's kind of
PetSmart?
nuts.
It's sad to
Did
say.
they have?
You guys
yeah,
are
they have
basically the last, or at least
Banfield,
you are, but the last
Animal
generation
Care is,
of some of
I
those
think,
shows
inside
like our kids
PetSmart.
had. I don't even know
So
what
you
they
might
have
try
on
there.
now.
Yeah, I mean, my first cell phone.
Who
was
are
like I was
you? What do you
15.
want to be? That's
Yeah.
the kind of fucking show now. Do you want to be a boy or a girl or both? Join us every Sunday. That was Tom, by the way. That was not Mark. Right, Tom?
Yep.
Thank you.
That's what I ask my kids.
3-920-1622 or get tips online at frankduran.therealestateman.com.
Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Mike wants to talk about COVID vaccines. By the way, the vaccine that did not stop the spread, did not stop you from getting it, and did not do anything except made symptoms supposedly less severe, yet there are stats to show that more people with the vaccine died than without it, proportionately. And also, here's another thing. Have you ever heard a time in history, and I'm not saying this is caused by the vaccines, so all you liberal maniacs don't have to try to get me sanctioned off.
Just the fact you're calling it a vaccine. Remember, they had to change the definition of the word vaccine so this would fit in it.
Now, but hold on. I just want to say something else before Mike makes his comment. This so-called vaccine, has anyone ever thought recently how many stillbirths there are, premature babies there are, even in your circles, and how many young people you've heard of dropping dead of cardiac arrest or having heart attacks, including King James' son, LeBron James. I mean, that poor child. Now, I don't know if it was vaccinated, but we've never heard a period of time where all of this is happening to young people. It's freaking amazing to me. But here's the thing. We bury our heads in the sand, and we will never, ever, ever, ever admit what we did wrong because we can't. We can't do that because then we would have to have a lack of control for the next pandemic. And we have to keep that fear alive. Go ahead, Mike. What's your comment?
Well, thank you for saying that, Tom, and addressing it, because, no, it's not a vaccine. It's an experimental use authorization gene therapy drug. Yeah, and it's caused a provable 30% increase in pericarditis, I can't pronounce it, and myocarditis in young men. And
which is causing the heart problems.
Numerous other. Yeah, it's heart attacks. And they're kind of ruined for life. It's a disaster. And yet it still goes on.
Of course it does.
It was 2021. They changed the definition, literally, and this is from the AP. They changed the definition from the act of introducing a vaccine into the body to produce immunity. They changed it to the act of introducing a vaccine into the body to produce protection.
Yeah.
And I'd even argue that in some cases.
Well, it was supposed to be, if you think about it, not supposed to be. It turned out to be what they call a pre-treatment, meaning you take it and your symptoms will be less severe. I mean, that was the whole selling point. But how anyone can say, like they used to say to you, Mark, or I remember, or I thought it was you that told me this, people say, oh, you're not vaccinated, they don't want to be near you. It's like, well, what difference does it make, you moron? And again, apologies to my YouTube guys, but I don't mean to use your sacred title as morons with anyone else. But Mike, you know what? What difference does it make? Pfizer will never admit it. Fauci will never admit it. Biden will never admit it. Trump will never admit it. Not anyone will ever admit that they drank the Kool-Aid.
And the worst part to me was all the stuff being uncovered now where the Biden administration had people kicked off of Facebook and they were pressuring Facebook and Twitter and everybody else. Even true information, we're learning that right now, even 100% true information, and they knew it was true at the time, they didn't want on there because it could be looked at negative.
That's right, and not only that, but the entire I'm sorry, I'm just talking facts, and I'll talk against conservative issues when it happens, but the liberal agenda is to suppress free speech if it doesn't agree with their narrative. That is the God's honest truth, and I can't believe anyone in this country would stand for suppression of free speech. And you want to know something? When I say free speech, I even mean hate speech. Do I hate speech? Yes, I do. Do I think it's deplorable, disgusting, and despicable? Yes, I do. Do I think it's against God, nature, and everything holy? Yes, I do. However, I also believe people have a right to any kind of speech they want. That's what I believe.
It's your generation that it just absolutely baffles me. You were the guy at Woodstock. You were the guy anti-government.
Right.
You were the guy and all your people in the 60s.
Anti-big pharma.
Anti-everything. Now it's like, oh my God, what can I do to help Joe Biden? What can I do to help everything?
Well, hold on now. Now, here's what happened. My son asked me, when did you switch? And I said, son, I never switched. In fact, don't call me one or the other. I always had the same beliefs. My beliefs have not changed. I was anti this, anti that, anti-big pharma, anti-big government, pro-speech, all of that. And guess what happened? The world changed around me and gave me a different label. And I did not change. That's what's amazing to me. I did not change. So the people that are craving government control, craving censorship, and craving drugs from big pharma,
I find myself exactly what you just said. I still, till this day, think Bill Clinton, not Hillary by any stretch, was one of the best presidents. The last guy to balance the budget, to reach out to both sides. I don't care if he got a BJ in office. I could care less about that. But what happened then is Obama, who I voted for, started moving a little left, and then his second term, he just went bat crazy and moved left. And all of a sudden, I never thought I changed, but the world around me started to becoming socialist. Everywhere, everybody in the party that I was part of started to become a socialist. You're right, Tom. We didn't change. The damn definition of what we were did.
Thank you. I mean, that's what happened. Now, here's the thing. JFK was a great president. Johnson, not so great. Nixon, of course, was dishonest. Gerald Ford was not dishonest. But you had, these presidents that were good and bad on each side. I think Ronald Reagan was a good guy. Jimmy Carter was a good guy.
Reagan carried California, dude. I mean, come on.
I think
That's
George
incredible.
Bush was good. I think Clinton was good. I think, George Jr., a little weird, but he was okay. I don't think Obama was terrible. I think he did some terrible things when it came to Obamacare and other things.
Hold on, go back to Bush real quick. I totally disagree, man. I think that whole Saddam Hussein... that was horrible, but going into Iraq, saying that we're not going to be affected by it.
You're right.
I think that, and there was the guy was bonkers.
It was an oil war, and it was a personal vendetta.
And he said at least he was going to sell that oil for us, and we'd own those oil fields.
And Trump, other than his personality, but Joe Biden is the craziest MF I have ever seen in my entire life. I'm sorry, he's the craziest, and I don't mean crazy like Trump.
And it's driving me nuts, Tom. This is the last thing I want to say. I'm looking at CNN right now. Trump lands ahead of federal, blah, blah, blah. That's all they've been talking about all day. We just had a guy on the Hill that testified that Biden made 20 calls to these his kids' business partners, including China, which he literally said, my kid's never taken any money from China. We're finding out that this...
we got a break here. We need to get
all right, we got to take a break.
But they don't report on it.
Now, listen, just hold on. We got more coming up. Don't go away. We also have a message from ProBid Energy coming up. That we might have to take that next hour, but we're going to get to all of you. Then we have the special from K&H Home Solutions, all of that coming up.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com.
A busy day of driving throughout the Denver Metro as we hit the early afternoon hours. I-25 southbound after Colfax, a brand new crash with slow traffic back from I-70. About 5 minutes of delayed driving out of the downtown area. Heading west into the mountains, starting far out west through Clear Creek, I-70 eastbound, we've got a vehicle fire in the right lane after the exit for Bakerville. Looks like this was closed before. Traffic is getting by on the left side. East of there, I-70 east and westbound. Watch out for slow driving through Floyd Hill as road construction continues till about 3 p.m. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, fair skies, another hot one, high 87, chance of scattered thunderstorms this afternoon. The current temperature is 83 degrees. With your impact traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Fall into autumn hiring with it.
You're up next, buddy.
Solution makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates. Sponsor a job and immediately get a short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
All right, now it's time to tell you about the best deals anywhere with plumbing, and that's EuroPlumbingColorado.net. You can get water heaters starting at $12.99, and that's no bull. And you can get garbage disposals 90% off. You can get whole house repiping done with PEX Plumbing for lower than any other company, no matter what size water heater, garbage disposal, even sump pumps. You're going to save plenty. Isn't that what it's all about, saving? And Euro Plumbing is proud to do it. 303-668-6844. Now I'm going to tell you another company I truly believe in, and if you could get them to your house, and you should start thinking about after season getting them to your house for $39 to go through your furnace, and I'm telling you, you've never seen a company that truly does what they do in the extreme cleaning and checking of your furnace, and it's the cleaning which is the number one maintenance item to keep your furnace alive, and of course your air as well for just $39. Of course, you gotta wait your turn because it's extraordinary deal for new customers only. That's fixmyhome.com or Fix-It 24/7 as they call them, 720-526-3939. For $39, they also come to your home to find any problem. That's a diagnostic charge, and they don't even charge that if you have the work done, which is quoted up front with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. 720-526-3939.
Right.
Same day as you are, most.
Hey, Tommy, check your email about that charge. I was just a little
it's
surprised.
the last one. I answered.
It's the last one?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's for wrapping up the business.
Okay.
The
Okay, I
pension.
was just a little surprised to see it.
No, it was from months ago, and it added up. They were terminating the pension and transferring my 401k and all of that.
All righty.
Ted?
Yeah.
How long
Oh,
were you with
were?
Ted?
I've been 6 years now.
Oh,
God, I like Ted. He's such a cool guy.
So he owns the building?
Yep.
Yeah, the
Okay,
property.
so he's going to sell it?
Yep.
Got it.
Mhm.
Where are you guys looking?
Around that area, just because all the office people live around there now, and
Got it.
it's right next to the highways too for the
You looking
warehouse.
to rent?
Yeah, probably.
I wouldn't buy commercial property right now unless.
I mean,
very
we're finding it very difficult to find a new place. Very difficult because we need
in that area.
We need in general. We need office and warehouse.
Oh.
So if it's separate, we need them close. If
I
it's
had-
together, then it's.
I
you're
had
paying-
the perfect mixed-use building for you, but I sold it. 20,000 square feet. 50% of it was
So you-
showroom and offices, and 50% was
That's
basically
exactly
a
what we're
warehouse.
looking for.
So, Steve, you're not
Is in there
interested in
now.
the building you're in,
Marijuana.
buying it from Ted,
Tommy's
or
trying
not?
to
It's
talk
not.
to you.
Oh.
There, now he can hear you.
Oh, I was just wondering. You're not interested in where you are. You got to move.
Not really. I mean, it's a super old building. And
It
there's
is.
tons of
It is.
problems,
I
and we're-
agree. I don't like the
main-
building at all.
Yeah, the main reason is we're trying to incorporate a showroom.
And it's way off the beaten path.
It
man,
is.
honestly.
And it's
Yeah.
terrible to get
Kelly,
to.
I'm calling
I
from the
agree on all of
Martino
that.
Troubleshooter show.
Yep.
And you would call
Yeah,
them.
we think a showroom could do really well for us. There's not many in Colorado. We actually have been traveling to other markets like Utah, and we're going to Missouri to check out some other businesses like ours, and they have some pretty cool showrooms, and we think it could really help out.
Oh,
'Cause a
big time.
A lot of customers, we go in the house, and
You know
we're
who
talking
used to
them.
be a genius at that? Champion.
Yeah.
Their showrooms were fucking fantastic.
Mhm. And I'm sure, because of COVID, everyone kind of got away from it, but now we're trying to reinstill that for sure.
We were in D.C., 6 months ago? Not even. 3 months ago? I lose track of time. So we were in D.C. and the president came out. We were on a bus, a tour bus, just checking out shit.
Mm-hmm.
And the president left, and the whole thing fucking shut down for like a half hour. And we had to go around this whole thing, so we missed a lot of shit. And I was thinking, man, really the reality of living near the White House or in D.C. must really suck.
Right.
Because anytime he leaves, I mean, literally,
Planet.
everything shuts down. I mean, the businesses don't, but I mean all the streets.
Right, you can't get anywhere.
Did Spirit Airlines call come on today while I was gone? Because I lined that up for 11 a.m. today.
No, get them on. I love Spirit
I
Airlines.
heard someone talking about it in the background.
Okay, so it was powwowed about.
Yep.
Thank you.
Hey, oh, you did?
Yep.
Hey, Dragon.
Yo.
Let me ask you a trivia question.
Oh, God, here we go, Dragon.
So listen, the band, what's the band called?
Thanks so much for calling
Nirvana.
the Tom Martino Show.
Did you like Nirvana?
Yeah.
They had a song, Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Right.
Do you know what the fuck that came from?
What's your name?
Probably just stanky ass teens.
Nope. You know what? That's
well,
exactly.
You're on the right track.
I thought, Poo-Tang or whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
That seems like Nirvana.
Mark.
What? But you know what it is? This will blow your mind. That was the name of a fucking deodorant for women back then.
In the 90s.
Teen
No,
Spirit.
for teens, not for women, for teenagers. It was called
Teen
Teen
Spirit.
Spirit.
Sure.
That is the craziest name for a
10
fucking
seconds.
deodorant I have ever heard.
Radio app. Is it on? Keeping you connected to 630 KHAL, Denver's talk station.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-825. Okay, quickly, I want to, what is your question, Johnson, on reverse mortgages? Johnson?
Yeah. First, I want to say, if you want to talk about liars, why do you have a sissy crybaby liar like Mark working there?
Oh, here's some jerk off.
Wow.
Go ahead, jerk off. Go ahead, Shane. Is
Okay,
that
hold
who
on,
it
hold
is?
on, though. Ask your
Go
question.
ahead,
I don't.
jerk off, Mike.
That's
Hello, Mike.
Johnson. You should have.
Here's
Johnson,
what I
you should have
hate
ended
like
with that as opposed to started with it, because
What
now,
a moron.
now you're going to have Mark chiming in every minute, and I don't blame him. So, what is your question on reverse loans?
I got rid of them.
Oh, you did?
Watch this. Hey, buddy, are you back? You back, Johnson?
Oh,
Yeah, that's
Mark,
what I
he
thought.
wanted to ask a question, but I guess I don't
I'll tell
know.
him
I
about
mean,
reverse
we could have
mortgages. Is
discussed that after reverse loans. We could have done that both.
What
but
a jerk.
But anyway, Mike has
Johnson.
one more comment. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, Tom. Get you off speakerphone. Yeah,
Quick.
I know you, Mark and Sue are all animal lovers, and I think everybody there probably is also.
Yeah.
Except for that Johnson
No,
guy.
no,
He
keep
kicks-
going, man.
he
We're
kicks
running out of
kittens.
time.
Google Fauci torturing Beagle.
No,
Oh,
we
I seen
found
it.
that. You know,
We've seen it.
the gain of function test. Mike, we saw
He
that.
hired some guy named Johnson looking for a reverse mortgage to torture kittens.
Mark can talk about that, okay? 303-713-8255. We have more coming up. Stick around.
Hey.
Hey, put up my first spots, Dragon.
Okay, now just go to the one video and hit fly.
Yes.
You know who that was? I'll tell you exactly who that was. That was the guy that kept calling in for Bill. Moron Bill. Really, what I should do is start playing Bill shit again.
How do I go?
Well,
do I go
we can
here?
actually
'Cause there
we
won't
can
be
ask
banners.
Tom. What's your name?
This is fine.
Okay, I didn't know about
Oliver.
the banners.
Well, then you come down here.
Okay, Oliver, hang on for me, and they will be with you as soon as possible. Okay.
Change.
And then you go to the fourplex. Hold on. Boy, this is really hard to see. I just can't see it in here. That's way too small.
Go to the fourplex.
The fourplex.
Is that what it's
Good
called?
afternoon. Thanks for calling the Tom
Yeah.
Martino Show. This is Kelly.
That guy didn't like you, Mark, huh?
Oh, God, what a jerk. I know exactly who he is.
Yeah.
I do. I really do. He's a friend of this guy, Bill.
Okay.
Who
I
Bill?
know.
Bill
That was
came
just,
on
like,
and said
really
he could.
weird
He
because
said
it was just such a
most
normal
brain
call
cancers
that I took, and he's
cannot.
like, yeah, I have a
no,
question
wait.
on
He said.
reverse mortgages, and then he comes out like
He said most brain.
fires
No,
ablazing.
what did he say? Dragon. What the hell did he say?
Yeah, hang on. I'm looking for it right now. I've got it somewhere. Hang on.
Yeah, and he's
Oh, it's a crybaby
so this.
Mark.
So this moron comes on.
Oh, you're talking Bill now.
Yeah, so Bill
I
comes
will
on and says this shit. Then all of a sudden,
Thank you. Bye.
this guy Mike starts calling, going, "You're lying. That's not what Bill said." And I'd keep playing exactly what Bill said. They kept saying, you're not quoting him right. I kept going, I'm not quoting him. That's literally Bill talking.
It's recorded.
God, that was funny.
All right, I got it here.
Just play it right now, right here.
Well, before I get to my question, I'd like to say that brain diseases such as Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, muscular dystrophy are all easily preventable and curable.
Yeah, so basically, my grandmother could have prevented and got cured from Alzheimer's along with everybody else. And if you have Parkinson's, it's your own fucking fault because you didn't prevent it and you should have got the cure. So the moron comes on and says that. And I simply don't want to talk about it. And I did it very nice for me.
Arla?
I said, look, man,
A-R-L-A?
I don't want to go down that crazy road because I don't agree with you, but I would like to know what your question about mortgages or whatever it is. So this guy called back about 10 times after whatever. So then his buddy starts calling, and that's who Johnson was.
Gotcha.
Crazy shit.
Okay, hang on for me. Okay, Arla, hang on. We can help you. So hang on for me, and they'll be with you as soon as possible.
Can
Okay.
you not track like the number and see that it's them?
We don't do that
Sometimes you
shit.
can, but
What do you mean? The phone number?
Yeah,
we don't.
you-
Why would we even give a shit?
right. I mean, really, we don't. I'm
I
just
mean,
saying.
this-
Sometimes we can see the caller ID.
Yeah,
Sometimes
half the
we
time
can't.
it comes from the Martino number.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
We can't even tell.
But if
And
they
it
call
doesn't-
directly into K Talk, they or
But
I'm sorry,
even
K
we
How,
probably
yeah.
do have Bill's number, but I mean, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
I mean, he's a fucking
F
moron.
Bill,
Not the good kind of moron.
not the good.
That's
not
what
the
I should do.
YouTube-y kind of
We
moron.
should actually. Do we have Johnson's number? I should give Johnson's number out.
It's off the caller ID by now.
Yeah, he's off.
Good save, Dragon. Good save.
Yeah, good save. What was that one? There's an episode of Seinfeld to where Jerry gets heckled. So then he goes to her office. She just works in an office and starts heckling her.
Yep.
So he's heckling me.
Yep.
I should be
You should go
heckling
heckle
him.
Yep. I agree.
Although I don't want to go to the old fart's house to do it. So
I bet Johnson and Bill live in the same ward. Good one, Todd.
Hey, Mark.
yeah,
Bennett just called and he said that you really needed to tell that guy to shove it up his ass.
yeah.
Bennett. He's a trip.
No, I know. Hey, Bennett never. I wish Bennett would listen through YouTube.
I think he does.
I don't think he does.
Oh, I could tell him to. I'll call him and tell him. He's like, your husband has balls of brass.
People are just haters, man. They're
They
haters.
They are instantly. Man.
But what I've learned about haters, and I'll probably explain this real quick when we come back, they just sit around thinking about me. They love me. I fucking live in their mind for free.
Rent free. Yeah, it's rent free.
Rent free.
Yep.
And fucking, what was his
Get to
name?
control that.
Johnson's fucking mind.
Johnson's Johnson.
Yeah.
I got to live rent free in Bill's. Finally, he quit.
Do you have all your spots up? Just let me know if you need help with anything.
Actually, I'm glad you said that. Let me pull up American. Well, I guess it's National IPA Day.
Hell
so
yeah, it is.
Guess I got to get an IPA.
Yeah, we do. That's going to be fun.
Are you a microbrewery attender?
Yeah.
Mark?
Yeah, we like
Yeah.
We do a lot of craft breweries.
That's really about it. We don't even.
I think Resolute sounds good. They have a bunch of good ones right now.
The only bar, like seriously, the only bar we'd go to, and it's for their food really, is called the Stagecoach.
Out in Franktown.
Which is a total, it's kind of a dive, but their food is fucking
Yeah.
great.
20
and
Mile
it's-
Tap House.
And
That's
it's
a
been
good one.
consistent forever.
What about 20 Mile Tap House? They've got some.
Where
great
they got
food.
rid of my lasagna?
No, that's across from Costco.
Oh, yeah,
In
yeah.
Parker, off Parker Road.
Yeah, it's all right.
They have the barbecue tachos. I love those.
Okay, Art of Granite. And then Euro.
Nacho.
Nachos.
Tots. With
Oh,
like
tots.
shredded
Oh,
pork
okay.
tachos.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Instead of the chips.
Do you guys live south of here?
We live in Franktown. Do you know where that's at?
No, but
It's
I can Google it.
east of Castle Rock, south of Parker.
Oh, okay.
Out by
No, I know where it is.
Elizabeth.
Yep.
And
Yeah. So
we
if
used
you
to live in Castle Rock.
if you drive to Castle Rock, first exit,
go east.
Yeah, we're probably 20 minutes, 25 minutes from there.
If that, really.
East.
Still quiet out there, or are they just developing the
6
crap
acres.
out of it?
No, they can't. You have to have 5 acres out there. You can't. There's no.
Right.
It's,
Well, they're starting to build towards that intersection, though.
Yeah, but
those are
those-
5 acres, too, aren't they?
They're all 5 acres.
Oh, cool.
Actually, technically, they're 2.5 acres, but the developer still owns enough to make where each one is 5 acres. But the homeowner only owns 2.5. The
There's
developer.
5 acres of space.
Yeah, correct. So they are 5 acre lots.
Sebi
They're just
Miguel,
owned by
20
two people.
Mile is great, they say. That's right, Sebi. They got great food.
15 seconds here, guys.
Joe Pags coming up. President Trump indicted again. We'll have Mike Davis on to break down exactly what this corrupt guy Jack Smith is doing. That plus, what if the George Floyd narrative is false? And Tracy Beans on the Joe Pags Show tonight from 6 to 9 on 630 KHOW.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Welcome to the show, the only show of its kind. We're here to solve problems, answer questions, take complaints, and live rent-free in Johnson's mind. What am I talking about? Some moron. Johnson, I know who you are. I love when people call me up and actually give me crap because I remember why Johnson's a moron. Him or his buddy called up and basically said Parkinson's and Alzheimer's and everything else in the world could either be prevented or cured. And for whatever reason, I think Bill and Johnson are probably in the same ward at the mental institution. They probably truly do believe that. But here's what I love about it. You know what? I live in your brain, brother. You think of me 24/7, Johnson. I swear to God, you go to sleep. You might be cussing me, but my God, talk about rent-free living. I do want to thank you for that. I really do like that. Tell your friends, bro. 303-713-8255. By the way, you can reach us anytime at 303-MARTINO or email us at help@troubleshooter.com. Let's go to Arla. She's got a question on small claims court. Then I'm going to go back to our guests. Arla, what's going on?
Yes, I would want to file a small claims.
Hey, Arla, what happened? Who are you trying to sue, and how did they either rip you off, or what's the dispute?
Yeah, well, it was, I can't say exactly, like, over the phone, I guess. But anyway, I had money and canceled the money, and they paid me, but they didn't disclose what the fees were before
Hey,
they
Arla,
gave me the money.
Arla, help me out here. Did you hire like a contractor?
No, it's from a bank.
So what do you mean they didn't disclose the fees? Give me a little more information.
Okay, well, when you close your account, there's a fee for closing, which was $25.
Okay.
And then it was 1% of the money that you're taking.
Wait.
And-
I have not heard that. What bank was this? Okay. And was it a CD?
Okay. Yes, it was.
Okay, well, then that's different.
And I closed the account, but they didn't disclose any of the fees or any of the. They just gave me a number, which.
Hey, Arla, how much was the CD for?
Well, I don't know if I can tell you.
Why?
It was
Just
around
roughly.
$22,000.
Okay, and then you cashed out early, right?
Yes,
They
it was
all have
early, so I
fees.
had an early fee,
Yep.
but it was supposed to be 1% of that 22.
Well, Arla, here's
1%.
Hold on. Arla, here's the good news. The fee structure is going to be in that CD when you agreed to it with the bank. And the fee structure is whatever the fee structure was. I doubt, I'm not saying it's impossible, but I doubt a bank would just simply say, hey, even though it was a 1% fee, we're going to charge her 4%. It might have been 1% if you cashed it out in, say, 8 months and it's a 9-month product. It might be 5% if you cash it out a day later. I mean, I don't know what the fee structure was. Why do you
that's
think
what
they
I don't-
changed it?
I don't know what that is. They never disclosed any of that to me.
Well, when you actually purchase a CD, it generally is disclosed. I mean, it's one of these things like, well, I don't know if you ever installed an app, but there's 100 pages and you digitally sign and no one reads anything. That's most likely what it was. But what was the total amount? What was the total?
30 years ago.
30 years ago?
CD. Oh, yeah. Long time ago.
Oh, wow.
Arla.
And I left it there, and then it has accumulated. I don't remember exactly what I started with, but over the years, it has accumulated to the 22.
How much did you start it with, roughly?
I don't know that.
How much do they want to take out of the 22?
They wanted to take, like, okay, I came up with the number of...
How much, though? How much did they say?
Well, they took several hundreds.
Well, several hundred?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
And I came up with 254, roughly.
Okay.
What they should have taken, because the 1% of the 22 plus 25 fee plus my tax, my interest that I was taxed on, and then it came up to about 254. Well, I wound up with only 300 out of 950 some.
So if I take the $220 and the $25 that you mentioned, the $25 to close it, the 1%, that's about $250. How much did you actually get? What did they write you a check for?
Well,
21,000 what?
It was, 960 some, and then take out the 254.
Yeah.
That's what they gave, that's what I got.
What was the 900 they took out?
Well, the 900 is what it was. Then they took out the fee, which I don't know, but I wound up with 300.
Hold on a
out
second.
Of 9.
I'm going to do this. I'm going to have Suzanne pick up with you. Suzanne, Suzanne, do me a favor. Go in there, pick up, and here's all I need to know. How much did she get a check for? I don't understand if she got a check for $900 minus $220, which is the last thing she said, or did she get a check for $22,000, whatever it was, minus $900 minus $254. I just need to know how much, and we're going to help you out. We're going to make sure the math is correct is the good news. Okay, Arla? We're going to make sure the math is correct for you. And if it's not, we're going to fight for you and we're going to get you what you deserve. But I can't dig in that much right now. So hold tight. Now, Shane, what's your real estate question?
Hey, is this Mark?
Yeah, Shane, what's up, man?
So there's a guy that works allegedly for a land company out of Colorado Springs, and they reached out to me to purchase some undeveloped land that I have, and we kind of negotiated for a couple weeks back and forth, and then come to find out, he asked me for pictures of the property, so I took some. He used the pictures that I took to post my property on Facebook for twice the amount that I was potentially going to sell it to him for before I even told him I would 100% sell it to him.
Okay.
So is that fraud?
Well, it's some entirely sneaky stuff. The fraud would come in, and this isn't a legal opinion, but the fraud would come in if he actually sold it to someone not owning it. I mean, if you're let's look at it in basic terms. If you're selling a bicycle on Craigslist for $50 and I know someone that'll give me $75 for that bicycle, so I use your picture to sell it thinking I'm going to buy it from him and then sell it to the other guy, I don't think, and once again, this isn't a legal opinion, I can't imagine anything wrong with that scenario. I think it's done all the time. I think the good news is now you can go back to him and negotiate it higher.
Well, I already told him I wasn't going to do it, and that he was, a sleazeball for even doing something like that without my permission. I was just wondering if there was anything, illegal about it.
No, I truly don't think so. I mean, you could always call up and ask an attorney, but I don't think so at all, man. I don't. It's just done all the time. The fraudulent part, once again, in my opinion, would be if he tried to literally sell it when he didn't own the property. But to use your pictures, I guess you do have a instant copyright when you take it, but I mean, it's not a battle you're going to battle over this, man. It's not a big deal. I mean, really what he did's a little underhanded and sneaky, but once again, think about this, Shane. The cool part is, what were you doing, by the way? How did you find this out? I'm curious.
Actually, somebody I know was like, "Hey, man, did you post your property for sale?" And
then
no,
you
I
went and
never
saw it?
posted Yeah. And these guys
So,
found
but
me.
listen,
I
man,
never
here's the
listed it for
coolest part about this. You just found out that your property is worth more than what you might have sold it for. In a lot of ways, Shane, the guy did you a favor, believe it or not.
Got you.
You said,
Got you.
seriously,
All right, so
think
it's
about that. You almost sold it for what? Throw a number out there. 20 grand? How much? 5?
Like 80.
So you almost sold it for 80, and this guy must know it's worth more than that. Whether he gets 160 or not, who knows? But honest to God, think about that, Shane. The guy actually, the sneaky bastard actually helped you out. All right. Area, everybody else hold tight. 303-713-8255, one line open. Any questions, ripped off, taken advantage of, this, my friends, is a show for you.
Attorney Joe Cordell. Divorce forces a father to focus on what's most important, his children. You may no longer be a husband, but you'll always be a dad. In the divorce process, this comes down to 3 key concerns: physical custody, decision-making, as well as financial support. Each of these is important, and it's important that you choose a lawyer that cares as much about these issues as you do.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Denver area attorneys, a partner men can count on. 303-221-DADS. CordellCordell.com.
Euro Plumbing, the absolute best price that I have found on a brand new water heater installed at your house or business. 40 gallons, $1,299. 50 gallons, $1,399. That includes all the installation, their Reamer A.O. Smith 6-year warranties at a minimum, and that includes haul away of your old one, delivery of the new one, new water supply lines, new gas flex line, the whole bit. You're not going to find a better price on a water heater. We've been talking about Euro Plumbing for a long time now. 303-668-6844. 303-668-6844, or check him out at europlumbingcolorado.net. Now, I love Mitch Floria. He is the owner of The Art of Granite. Suzanne and I have used him 3 times. He did our upstairs bathroom. He did a brand new, beautiful countertop and new cabinets, and it's just gorgeous. I mean, really, it transformed it into what we wanted in that bathroom. He did part of our kitchen, and then he did our laundry room, and now that I think about it, he did a downstairs bathroom as well. You want the best hard surface, granite, quartz, you name it. They have man-made materials, all natural stone. He's got a great lot out in Golden. You got to check him out. And the thing I love about him, take a few pictures, give him a call, and he can give you a quote over the phone. No one else does that. 303-386-5919. TheArtofGranite.com. 303-386-5919. American Restoration. If you own property, if you own any property, maybe it's your house or a commercial building, maybe you have tenants in an apartment somewhere, listen to this. Flood, fire, broken pipes, mold, crime, unattended death, meth labs, asbestos. These are words you never want to hear. You need a company that can come in and mitigate those damages, get rid of whatever's going on there, has all the EPA certifications to get rid of asbestos and toxic mold and anything else, safely remove it, and then on top of it, a company that can work directly with your insurance company to make sure you get every nickel you should be getting. That's American Restoration. Write this number down, or better yet, put it in your phone right now. If you ever get flood damage or fire or smoke or anything, call them immediately. 833-7-AM-REST. 833-7-AM-REST, or check them out at amrest247.com.
If addiction,
down your
trauma,
summer
depression,
and
or
get her what
anxiety
she-
are making you feel alone, the Raleigh House is here for you. With 2 locations in Denver, our team of professionals at the Raleigh House provides a premium level of care, offering both inpatient and outpatient services. The Raleigh House can meet you where you're at. Our substance abuse and mental health services.
I must be the only guy that grabs it and moves it. Or maybe it does fall on everybody else. I just don't know.
Do you want to hear about that CD or not?
On air.
All right.
Brown's
Holy
learned to
moly.
grab it from up top.
Trump arrives for courthouse. Trump arrives for arrest and arraignment. Okay, I love it. Fox says Trump arrives at D.C. courthouse for arraignment. CNN, Trump arrives for arrest and arraignment.
Not biased at all.
Boy, if they actually had a mugshot of him, I think he could raise $50 million overnight. I do like this commercial.
Band's in town this weekend.
Who is?
I don't know. I'm just trying to guess who's playing downstairs. Band's in town this weekend.
Oh.
So how far are you guys from Colorado Springs?
We're
in
about
between.
halfway.
Yeah, we frequent the Springs quite a bit, actually.
We're about halfway between here in the Springs, not Denver.
Right. I went there for the first time last week.
First time?
That's
cool.
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
We went to a show at the Black Sheep.
Never heard of it.
It's like it's like a bar venue.
Oh.
It was really
What
cool.
was the band?
49 Winchester. They're like a folk country kind of
Oh,
thing.
cool.
Yeah, it was really good, and the venue, it sounded great for just being like a bar.
My closest to folk country that I love is Mumford and Sons. I don't know if that's considered country.
Pop
but
folk country.
Yeah, I love
Count
those
it.
guys.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Well, we love live music.
Yeah, Springs I thought it was going to be way smaller. I thought it was going to be like Fort Collins.
Oh no! Man.
Oh, it's
15
massive.
seconds, guys.
Pretty much from Monument down now.
Yeah,
It used to not be
I
that
started driving through. I was like, "What the heck am I seeing?"
That was a small town before. Now it's giant.
Station 630 KHOW.
All right, 303-713-8255, 303 Martino. We got some lines open. Now is a great time. You've been ripped off, taken advantage of. Maybe you just want to expose some scumbag that ripped you off to help other people avoid them. 303-713-8255. By the way, help at troubleshooter.com. That number works on and off the air. When we're off the air, you can leave a message. I promise we'll reach back out to you, try to help. We love recouping money, over $300 million in basically anything you can imagine. We're talking about refunds, exchanges, services, everything. It's an incredible amount, more than most law firms have done, and we love doing it. We'd love to help you. 303-713-8255. Now, Suzanne, did you talk to Arla off air?
I did.
Arla called up. She bought a CD years ago. In fact, I think it was 20 plus years ago from what I understood. And she cashed it out finally, and she does not like the fee structure. She thought it was 1%. What did you end up finding out?
Well, if I understood her right, there was a $250 cancellation fee plus a percentage. And
Okay.
if that's the case, then they charged her about 2%.
So how much was the check she got, or
There was a
know?
$425 difference between the total value and the check she got.
So Arla, you think they owe you about $400 to $500 in just a guess?
There was a $400 difference in what she actually got. I think she's disputing a couple $100.
How much are you disputing, Arla?
Well, I came up with 420.
Okay.
It's what the difference. Okay, well, it's a bank that's going under. In other words, it's the bank there in Denver.
What bank is it, Arla?
It's Bank of the West.
Okay, so Bank of the West.
They're turning it over to another bank.
Okay.
Which that bank does only online banking.
I got you.
They don't have any.
So that's
phone
why you
number.
got to move.
Well, I had the.
You know what, Arla? Hold on, Arla. She brings
I
up.
don't have a computer.
Arla, you bring up something very interesting, and I think Kelly, what I'd like to do is get Marty on this, but I want you to explain Marty something. I understand, but I relate to what Marla's saying, or maybe not relate, but I empathize.
Okay. Well, the other
hold
bank
on.
takes
Let me
over.
say why, so Kelly understands what to say.
Okay.
Okay. They're closing.
Well, the bank.
Oh my God,
The
Arla!
bank?
I gotta put her on hold. Arla, we're gonna help you out. I just can't go back and forth like this right now. Here's the deal, Kelly. They're closing. I didn't realize that till she just said that. They're making her move. I understand another bank is acquiring it. I don't know the story of Bank of the West. I don't know if it's a FDIC grab. I don't know if it's a sellout. I have no idea. But I do know this. They're making her move the money. She does not have a computer. She doesn't use, apps. She's going to have no way to monitor or do anything with this money. So charging her a fee because they're changing, I do not believe is fair in any way whatsoever. And I bet Marty can get through to him. Now, who is the new bank? Arla, just answer that question. Who is the new bank?
Okay. The new bank is called BMO.
BMO
And I
is.
don't know.
It's online only, right?
Yes,
So-
and they're in California.
Okay.
Don't have any phone number because they do only online.
I
And I
understand.
don't have a computer.
I
or
get you.
smartphone or
I get you. So, Arla, just hold tight. We're going to get Marty on this. So, you've got to tell Marty this bank is closing. They want to charge her a bunch of fees. It's crazy because they're going to an online-only format, no telephone banking. This woman is older. She doesn't have a computer. She doesn't have an app. She doesn't have the wherewithal, and I don't mean that as a negative. She simply has never done it. So it's crazy to ask her to change because they need her to change and charge her a fee. I think that's a bunch of crap, quite honestly. All right, 303-713-8255. So if you're watching us on YouTube, my microphone is constantly breaking. So
Every 5 minutes, Mark.
Every 5 minutes, it just falls. So I grab it, and I guess I'm just holding it. I want to ask these two at K&H. K&H Solutions has been on our referral list for 20 years. These guys do doors, windows, they do roofs, they do siding. You guys don't do like sun enclosures or anything like that, right?
No, we do not. Not
Okay,
yet.
so your real bread and butter, no matter how you look at it, is doors, windows, siding, and roofs.
That's correct.
Okay. Now, what makes you different besides the fact K&H has been around 65 years? I mean, honest to God, that within itself is a great question.
Yep, definitely. And we're also local. We're family owned. We're not a big faceless company. You can come knock on our door. We got a brick and mortar stop.
And you guys are getting ready to open a new showroom eventually.
Yep, and that's true.
I can't wait to see that, man.
Yeah, we're
Really,
excited for it.
I think a showroom, how does it typically work? If someone calls you today, I know they get an additional $500 off and that kind of stuff, but if someone does call you today to look at their roof because of hail damage, or if they've been putting off that new entry door and just want their house to look brand new. And by the way, I have seen homes, including one of ours, that when we did just some of the windows in the front in the entry door, it transformed the look of that house, and I truly believe the value of that house by more than what we actually put into it. That's how dramatic the change was. But how does it generally work? They call you guys up, and I'll give the number out. You come out, you do a free estimate on everything, but if they don't go to your showroom, how does that work? Do you bring like samples out? Do you just get an idea? Do you send them what it will look like when it's done? I mean, what should people expect?
Yeah, we typically, ask what they're looking for before we go out to the house, and we're going to bring samples of all of our products to show them.
So if it's siding, you're going to bring out what? What different sidings do you guys have?
We carry James Hardy, Diamond Coat, Mill Run, And those are the main three that
and
we're
you're going to
working
explain everything, the advantages or the disadvantages of each product.
Yep.
You're going to go over the price, the different colors. Do you guys have people that help with colors? Like we didn't have our siding. We have Hardy board. So we, after a hailstorm, we didn't have to get it replaced, but the insurance did pay to paint the whole thing. So the painter we used actually had someone come out. What was her name? Do you remember, Suzanne?
I don't remember, but she helped me a lot.
She worked for the actual paint company and not the painter, but she was like a design artist, and she looked at the trees in our yard and our front yard and our barn and our garage and said, I would do a color like this. So, I mean, do you guys have that same thing in-house?
Not a specific person, but the in-home consultants are trained to
So they're
kind of
trained to
guide
go
you.
over colors.
Yep.
So they got a good eye.
Yep.
And then how about warranty-wise? What are you guys doing? If I get new siding, what's the best warranty and what product has that?
I would say it's going to be probably our Everlast is going to have the best warranty.
Here's what's great about Everlast. And guys, I can't say this enough to people out there. You never got to paint it. It's impregnated all the way through the siding. It's not going to fade. If it does fade, how long's the fade warranty? Do you know?
I'm not 100% sure.
I think
on
it's
that, but
20 years.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking
It's
of when Ted
definitely-
was in here. It's pretty long.
Yeah, no, it is long. It's not a short-term thing.
No,
because
it's
they
a
know
great
that they
warranty.
can stand behind it.
Yeah. And then how about who does Provia as one of your door companies?
Windows and doors, yeah.
And where would you put them? I mean, let's talk good, better, best. Where is Provia in the world? I mean, are they really top of the line?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
They are.
And the good thing about them is they come pre-hung, so we don't have to mess with anything in the shop.
So they're good.
Yeah, they're good.
In other words, you basically pop them in once they're on the premise.
Yeah, they're handmade.
They're handmade.
Yeah,
Now, what happens if I got a fix and flip and I just need a cheap door because my tenant was a crackhead and kicked my first door down? I mean, do you guys have products for that, or are you more high line? I mean, I want the right people calling you guys.
Right. So for Provia, we're actually looking into another one of their lines that is a little bit of a lesser option that is for more of a fix
So
and
really,
flip
I mean,
option.
be honest,
But-
you guys aren't going to be doing fix and flips when it comes to the doors. You're not selling Home Depot builder grade
we're
doors.
not.
Absolutely not.
That's all preference on, the homeowner, what they're going for.
Yeah, of course.
Of course, if you're going to want to be in a home for the next 20 years, you're going to want to get a product
Well,
that's
what's
going to
the
last.
smallest job? And I get complaints on people on referral lists. Landscapers are where I get this complaint the most. They'll call up and they want like a tree,
Right.
or they want a wall built, or they want something small, like under $1,000 maybe or whatever. And I'm talking landscaping, and they just are so busy it's not worth their time. Do you guys have a minimum?
For previous customers, no. But for windows, we do have a 3-window minimum.
Well, that's nothing. I mean, if you're doing one, you're probably doing 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless you are pre-existing, meaning one of your windows broke, and you want to replace it.
Or even just if you have another one you wanted to come through us with, and because you're
Sometimes
a previous
people
customer.
don't do a whole project.
Do both of you go out and meet the customer?
I do personally, and then he's one of our
Do
measure
you like
techs.
that part of your job?
I love it.
Do you really?
Oh, yeah.
You like it's so weird thinking from the consumer side because you're inviting a stranger, unless you've been there before. You're inviting a stranger into your house to talk about a sale. You don't seem like you'd be high pressured at all.
No, we're definitely not a high pressure
if you're-
company.
If you go to our YouTube and just type in Troubleshooter, Steven is not. He just doesn't come off as a high pressured guy in any form. And I don't know if that's negative in your own brain or not. Seriously, man. But really, you don't come off as high pressured. So when you present somebody with an estimate after everything, do you just kind of leave it up to them? Or how do you, and I mean you individually, how do you handle that stuff?
Well, we like to call ourselves not like sales representatives, but actually consultants. Because even if you're not going to go forward with us, we'd like to propose to you the best option to put in your home as if we owned the home ourselves.
Now, how about if someone had some schlock company, in my opinion, like Champion now, that's gone to total hell. I'm not going to get into there. But they have a estimate from them, and they listen to the show, and they go, oh, there's no way I'm going to use Champion. And let's just say that estimate's $25,000. Do you guys match prices if it's apples to apples on the product side or, very similar?
We're definitely going to get very close. We don't like to say, apples to apples because we stand behind our work and we're a long-standing company and we know our installers and everything like that.
Okay.
So we're not going to promise apples to apples, but we'll definitely get close as long as it's in the
other
exact
thing,
product.
Yeah, you don't sell all their products. I
Exactly.
mean, I get that.
Yeah.
Champion has their own window.
Right.
What I'm saying is you'll sell a like or better window for the same price, if not better.
Yep. Yeah.
And then how about roofing? This will be the last thing I want to talk about. These hailstorms have been brutal, absolutely brutal. There's a lot of people out there that are just starting to see roofing companies show up at the neighbor's house to do. Yep. You guys will go out, look at the damage, do a 100% free estimate, and more importantly, tell them if they have any damage before they call their insurance company and end up on a clue report, which is the worst thing you can do. Did I get all of that correct?
That's key, yeah. We want to make sure that they actually have damage before they call insurance, because just like you said, once you call them and say, I have a claim,
it's
and
on
you don't, either if you don't or you do.
It affects you.
Yep.
And it affects your rates. You know what's funny is how people think, and I'm the same way. If you have hail damage in the last couple months, you know hail season isn't over. So you might be going, okay, I don't have any roof leaks whatsoever, zero leaks whatsoever, but I'm still going to wait, or I am going to wait till the end of hail season. Then I'm going to call a roofer and get it done. Because the worst thing you want to do is pay your $1,000 deductible, get the roof, and then 2 weeks later, if you live out where I do in Franktown, we've had like 4 hailstorms. I got a hail-proof roof, so none of it affects me. But I'm all my neighbors are waiting on their asphalt shingles because they know another hailstorm could roll through.
So I would say go forward with a reasonable company, and we're actually holding jobs now until September. So we got.
So you guys will come out and you'll wait. You'll just get them on the books for September.
We got them contracts sold. We got their adjuster. We got everything set up to go. We got their product ordered, and we're waiting to do the job. And
now, if they call you out for roofing, you guys were offering today, mentioned Troubleshooter Show, $500 off on windows, doors. That goes for roofing too, right?
Yeah, it is. It's a little bit of a trickier subject for sure, because you can't pay for a deductible. That's insurance.
But you can. That's true. But you can give a discount or upgrade shingles, or you can do something. So if you call today, get it. You don't have to get the roof done now, but they'll come out. If you're not sure you didn't have that damage, or not sure you did have that damage, I want you to call them up. They'll come out. They'll tell you whether or not you have a claim. Then whenever you want to get it done, they will set you up on the books. 303-421-7100, K&H Home Solutions, 303-421-7100. I like digging in to companies when they do come in, honestly. And, I don't know what else to say. I'm glad you guys are pretty honest here.
Yeah, and that's what we try to be.
And you're not used to being in here.
No, definitely not.
What do you think? I'll break in just a second, Dragon. Yeah. What do you think so far? Forget about this conversation with you guys. Is it what you expected? When I was at the office with your dad, I was leaving. The room. Suzanne, I don't know if I told you this. I'm going to finish the story after break, but Tom and I sit down with Stephen, his father, Lee, and what's the young lady's name that's been there forever?
Tricia.
Yep. And somebody else who I don't know who it was. So we sit down with them, and we're going through our whole thing. We're advertisers. We advertise for people. We're giving our spiel, basically. Why are we better? And we are better than anybody. And we get up, and Tom uses the restroom, which is way down the hall. They think I left through the front door, which is right around the corner from the little room. I see your face. He knows where I'm going. And I'm sitting there, and I can hear them talk about the meeting. They have no idea I'm still in the room. Wait till I tell you what I heard.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Michael Brown tomorrow morning at 6:30 KHOW Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
A new accident down south through Englewood, Hampton Avenue. We've got a crash at the intersection of South Gilpin Street affecting both east and westbound traffic. Otherwise, a pretty standard drive throughout the Denver Metro. Most of the drama out west through the mountains. I-70 east and westbound, watch out through Floyd Hill. We're still seeing slowdowns with intermittent closures till about 3 p.m. due to road construction and blasting operations. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, sunny skies out there today. We are expecting some clouds to roll in with a 30% chance of scattered thunderstorms. Another warm one today, high 87, overnight low of 60. The current temperature in Denver is 84 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Shopping for new blinds? At Blindster, we offer over 50 different blinds, shades, and shutters at low prices, custom made for your windows, and shipping is free. Shop at home and order 10 free samples of any product before you buy. Blindster.com.
John Fuller, Fuller Law. I speak so highly of John Fuller. You need a personal injury attorney. If you've been hurt in an accident and you've been contemplating whether or not to get an attorney involved, first of all, you need to get an attorney involved. If you ended up in the emergency room or have had any kind of follow-up care, if you were in an ambulance, anything, if after the accident you didn't go to the ER and a week later you're starting to go, my God, that does hurt, you need to call John Fuller. He can talk to you about the case, explain exactly how it goes. He can explain in most situations how much the case is worth, the value of the case. But more importantly, you need someone that'll fight for you and your rights instead of some other insurance company making promises to you that they'll never fulfill. That's what happens. They end up tricking you. Now, his number is 303-597-4500. Get in your phone. Any questions about personal injury, feel free to call him. You'll talk to John himself. 303-597-4500. My Accident Lawyer can be your accident lawyer at myaccidentlawyer.co. Now, Joe and Jordan, they own Become the Banker. They've got a product, we call it the Paycheck for Life. There's no secret about it. It's an annuity, and it's a great annuity. And they can look at different annuities and what's right for you. Maybe you can put some money into an annuity right now and wait 10 years in order to turn on the cash part of it, then get that Paycheck for Life. Maybe you're already retired and you want to supplement your Social Security or whatever else you're coming in so you can take some of that cash from that old 401k or IRA and convert it into a check every single month, the same amount every single month for the rest of your life. Talk about security. Wouldn't that be nice? You guarantee that money till the day you die. I want you to go to mymoneymyway.com and check it out. mymoneymyway.com. There's a great video right there. These are honest people. They're fiduciaries. It's a great company. I've known them personally. mymoneymyway.com.
Broncos country. Make plans to come out to...
God, that was so funny. That was funny as fuck, man.
What?
I was like, because I'm just sitting there, I'm going, where the fuck's Tom? He takes forever pissing, blah, blah, blah. Where's Tom? Where's Tom? And I hear you and your dad, and I think your voices are a little similar.
They are.
But I'm pretty sure it was your dad, and then you chimed in, but I'm not going to say it till I get back on. It was crazy. And you made me think of something.
Yeah.
You made me think... You just made me think in general. Because listen, I'm pretty much, we've been married 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
I think she can agree with this statement. I'm pretty much the exact same person you see right here as I am everywhere.
Right.
Whether I'm with my friends or neighbors. I'm not saying I'm fucking screaming in the Olive Garden about contractors. That's not what I'm saying. Yeah. But I am who I am.
Right.
I don't have a radio persona.
Right.
I might jack up the volume and some other shit.
Right.
That would be funny. Just in the middle of Olive Garden, start screaming. Anybody been ripped off or taken advantage of?
These breadsticks are bullshit.
You said all you can eat salad. All you can eat.
I'm 50 bowls deep.
Oh my God. Let's see. Trump inside D.C. courthouse for third indictment. Comment on gift card. What the hell is a comment on a gift card, Kelly?
It's an experience.
What's that?
He had an experience with a gift card.
Oh. Yeah, you made
Does
me.
K&H use subs?
Yeah, we do use subs, but they only work for us. They don't
Okay.
go around and work for other companies, and
Okay.
they've been working for us for 15 years at least.
Did you hear that, Hellcat?
Yeah, it's more of a, you don't want to pay payroll taxes and cover the insurance on them, so you hire another company that handles all that, but they really just work for you. But yeah, they're subs no matter how you look at it.
Yep. Legally, yes. In reality, not really.
Yeah, Jay Brett's with Excel Roofing's very much the same way, guys. you find a good crew leader that knows how to do, say,
Exactly.
roofing, and you give them so much work, they ultimately end up just working for you,
Yep.
or you're 100% priority. And then the guy that owns that contracting company is worrying about insurance. He's doing everything.
Yep.
But then you
Workman's
guys, I
comp.
guarantee this, still have insurance on top of that. If your subs weren't fully insured, yours would step in.
Correct.
Yeah, but they
just
all
had a
have
guy
to
email
be.
me. He says, I'm a
15
customer
seconds,
of Bank
guys.
of the West.
Breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. Wash your body's air filter with Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Target. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
All right, 303-713-8255. I'm going to reset this scene real quick. Tom and I are out at K&H Windows or K&H Home Solutions, and they're in studio with us today. And we're meeting with the new owners, one of which is in studio, Stephen Diamond, and then his father, Lee Diamond. And there were some other people in the meeting, and we're in this conference room that's kind of like a small, I don't know, like a dining room table in an office, a small one. So we're sitting in there, and Tom and I are doing our thing, and blah, blah, blah. And we get up, and Tom goes into the restroom, which is down the hallway. I go around, but it was obvious they thought we left. They really thought we were nowhere in earshot. And all of a sudden, I hear this from either Lee or I hear it from Steven next to me. Just like this. Whoa! That was the most intense meeting I think I've ever had. Just like that. And the other one was like, oh my God, that was exhausting.
We felt physically drained after you guys left that room, for sure.
You know, and it made me start thinking. Some of the nice but strange, I don't know. Some of the comments I get occasionally, and Tom gets them too, but I can only talk to myself, is sometimes when I'm 100% amped up. 100%. Doesn't matter if it's in a sales meeting like that or if it's on air or whenever it is. It doesn't matter. A party, a Super Bowl party with my friends. Sometimes when I'm 100 miles an hour, I start thinking, and you made me think about this, holy crap, that must be exhausting for people around me. So I started thinking on the radio, maybe, and it's really hard for me to tone it down. It really is. Just like I went off on Johnson, it's just me. It's who I am. But you're right. And then you throw Tom into that.
Right.
And then, so how does that come off when you guys on your side of the meeting? And I promise I'll go to the phones. This could be boring, people, but it's a little insider baseball, and I really want to know. So, how do you guys think of that? I know what you said, but are you like, holy crap? Do we want to advertise with these guys? We've never seen anything like that. Because I know you met with other radio personalities, and I know for a damn fact you're not doing business with any of them. You're doing business with us. So how does that go down from that comment, oh my God, that was exhausting, to hiring us? How is that?
I mean, we knew you could get our point across. That's for damn sure. You know?
Yeah, I guess that's for sure. You know what's nice, and you'll find that about us in the referral list, is we hold you guys accountable.
Yep.
No matter what. I've already contacted your dad on a few. Now, fortunately, it was from the old owners, but you guys took care of them.
Yep.
But you guys will hear from us, good, bad, or not.
Yep, and we respect that too.
And I want to say one more thing for people out there that are thinking of advertising. When you advertise with other people, and you were saying this, I asked you, I'm very straightforward. I'll say, how are we doing for you? We've been advertising for K&H for 20, 30 years. But we've only been advertising for you guys as owners for, whatever, 6 months?
3.
3 months,
Yep.
That's it. You said something about our lead source. I want every contractor out there to listen to. Every person out there with a business. I want to tell you something. And I take so much pride in this, but I don't take most of it by any stretch. I give 90% of this to Tom, by far. The leads we send companies, I'm not even going to say it. You tell me, Stephen.
Yeah, I mean, they're great leads. We love your leads. We know that they're going to seriously consider, our
We don't
work.
send BS.
Right, exactly.
The people are looking to buy.
Yep.
They trust the company,
Yep.
and they trust who it's coming from.
Exactly.
You can get, and I'm talking to any company out there that wants to advertise. I'm not saying we can take you on. We can barely take on anybody. But my point is, I might only send you 20 leads in a month, but you're going to close 60, 70% of them. Where other companies might send you 300 leads and you go, oh, Google Ads sent me 400 leads. What do you close out of some of that stuff? 1% at best?
Yeah, it's definitely a way higher ratio coming from you guys.
It's crazy,
Yep.
man. And that it compares to radio. That compares to everything. Hey, Steve, what is going on with Airbnb?
Yeah.
Steve.
Yeah, hi. Like, my wife and I, we booked a vacation kind of in Winter Park, wanted to take our grandkids out there and just kind of explore the area and check into one of the Airbnb condos. And we booked one. We'll call this one the Anthony and Meg condo.
So
we booked,
Steve, did you book just one?
Just one.
Okay.
One condo for 2 nights.
Yep.
And just myself, my wife, and our
So
two
what
grandkids.
happened? You showed up, and what happened?
We showed up, and we're unpacking, getting everything all set up, and then wanting to dive into the pool. Kids wanted to get in the pool and hot tubs and do all that, and went and did it, and nothing was in service.
Tell me,
So the
someone.
pool-
What do you mean? The pool didn't work, and nothing was up.
Yeah, everything was like.
Okay, hold on. We've had this call before. You show up, it says it's got a hot tub, and maybe it does, but it's filled with green water and it's cold in the back. Hold tight.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Audible.
A new accident down south through Englewood, Hampton Avenue. We've got a crash at the intersection of South Gilpin Street affecting both east and westbound traffic. Otherwise, a pretty standard drive throughout the Denver Metro. Most of the drama out west through the mountains. I-70 east and westbound, watch out through Floyd Hill. We're still seeing slowdowns with intermittent closures till about 3 p.m. due to road construction and blasting operations. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, sunny skies out there today. We are expecting some clouds to roll in with a 30% chance of scattered thunderstorms. Another warm one today, high 87, overnight low of 60. The current temperature in Denver is 84 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Boost your imagination with Audible. Listen to the biggest selection of audio entertainment, from celeb memoirs to motivation and more. Audiobooks, podcasts, and originals. There's more to imagine when we listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
In this week's Marketers Report, we hear about the importance of local radio from Allison Griffin, Head of Marketing at State Farm.
iHeart has such a broad broadcast reach that is local, and for us to be able to touch customers with a local feel but at a national scale is so efficient and important for us.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
David Ellis, check it out, weigh it and pay it. You got anything laying around, maybe a tangled necklace, old gold coins. How about a broken watch? How about you've been divorced 5 times and you got old wedding rings laying around? You name it, they weigh it on the spot. They pay you top dollar, way more than any pawn store. A good, fair price for your precious metals. That's David Ellis Jewelers. You can call them up at 302-8779, but what I suggest is just go to davidellisjewelry.com. They're at 3rd and Clayton. That's davidellisjewelry.com. Now, Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies. There is a lot more to retirement than just going, oh, what stock should I invest in, or what mutual fund, or should I just put it in cash, or should I get an annuity? There's different ways to retire when it comes to the investment side, but there's other questions that are more important in some cases. One, the income. How much income do you need to live the life you want to live when you go from working to retirement? What does that cash flow look like? Then they're going to look at the different pots, if you will, you can take that money from. Which one should I take from first? Which ones am I forced to take from? They're going to go over all that with you. There's health care and then the legacy. Listen, these guys are a sponsor of the show, and they're great guys. I'm glad they're a sponsor of the show. Tom uses them directly. They're just great guys. Call down, sit down with them. Get that free in this consultation. You're going to be very shocked how good these guys are. You might not think you have enough money for retirement, and you might. I mean, honest to God, you might be able to live that life you wanted to live in retirement right now. 970-663-3211, 970-663-3211, or rpcenter.com.
Imagine selling your home and getting paid twice. Sound good? But how's that even possible? To sell your home and...
You have a minute coming back.
Hey, Steve, we're running out of time. Is it possible for me to call you back tomorrow at 10 a.m. to tell the rest of your story? All All right, Steve, and what's the best number to reach you?
Credit card statements. Oh, Jesus.
You're the accountant, too?
I do all their bookkeeping for Tom, our entities with Tom, Mark's entities, what?
Hellcat, I don't know if you really mean that or you don't. I just don't know. Story's fascinating. I could read that either way.
Too much story or something.
Too much story, bro. I never know what's too much. I don't know. I like weaving a rug. No, wait.
Oh.
That's not weaving a rug. Cutting a rug. No, wait. That's dancing. It's weaving a yarn. Right?
Wow.
A yarn?
Wow,
Yarning
Mark.
a weave. Throwing a pine cone. Digging a hole.
Digging up bones.
Digging up bones. I'm digging up bones. Yeah, that is funny, man. And I did pop my head in, by the way, and called you guys on it.
Yeah.
I said, was it really that intense? And then Tom is so funny. Tom's a little on the spectrum. I mean, he admits it. And it's funny when you tell him something. So we get back in the car, and I said, man, you went to the bathroom and blah, blah, blah. I tell the story. And he goes, what did they mean intense? And I look at him and I go, I know, I was clueless till about a minute ago, but the more I've been thinking about it, it's probably fucking crazy. We probably are like the fucking dynamic duo. When we leave the room, we sucked all this energy out of it.
I mean, it was noticeable.
We
the
weaken
pressure
them
of
up,
that
so then
room.
we hit them over the frying pan.
15 seconds.
Right. I'm a Republican through and through.
I love talking about it.
We're just tired of talking about it when nothing gets done. You are 100% right on this.
Denver's talk station.
We just need something done, and maybe you should lead the charge.
630 K-How.
All right, 303-713-8255. Kelly, do me a favor. Get those guys lined up first thing in the morning. I know where he's going on that Airbnb. I definitely know where he's going, and I know something about it because it's happened to me in New Orleans at a B&B. Here's the deal, though, folks. We're running out of time. 303-MARTINO. As you know, that number works on and off the air. Any questions, any problems you have, even if you're looking for a referral, please reach out, 303-MARTINO. We even call people back in the evening sometimes, but regardless of anything, we'll get back to you. Help at troubleshooter.com. That's help, H-E-L-P, at troubleshooter.com. These guys with K&H Home Solutions, 303-421-7100, $500 off. Have that roof checked out now. New doors, windows, siding. They do it all. KHWindows.com. Guys, thanks for being in today.
Yeah, thanks for letting us come in.
Thanks, Mark.